Boom. We're live.
There we go.
All right. Yeah.
For real this time.
We made it.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. We are all reliable user press conference dealy. So excellent. Yeah. So yes, we hear it. That's good.
Yeah. No,
so this is the Cartridge Club Hangout again. This is the new home for the CC Hangout on the Cartridge Club Hangouts YouTube channel. So to those, I can't see who's watching yet, but I know that Yoshi and Jared were in here just a moment ago. Hopefully you guys are still here. If you are interested in hopping in, we have the link in the Discord under the streams tab. You can join up if you want to hang out. Talk about the big news that just got revealed to the world tonight. It just happens to be on a Hangout night. So I guess we're going to be talking Pokemon. Which seems you would think 2 weeks out from E3 that we had no news like this, but oh well, I guess we're here. 2018, where no rules apply anymore, ever. It's a high fit, Nat. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Yeah. Cat's here too.
Yep.
If you couldn't tell. Yeah. I have in less than a week we'll have my keys to my new place, so I'm super excited.
Awesome.
I just want to get in there and stuff. Like I'm like recontemplating the layout already. And I had like a bunch of stuff drawn up, but I'm already shaky on it and thinking that it needs to be something else. But just take a look up here.
Yeah. You'll obviously have a better idea of how everything's going to work once you're actually in the space.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. I've been in that room like maybe 4 times in my life now, and I'm trying to come up with like a long-term plan for how that room is going to set up, which is
do you have like
totally going off
plan?
I did get in there and I got measurements, so I have those, and I threw those into a there's this room planner. Let me pull that up. There's this room planner software that one of our like local furniture stores provides on their website, and basically it you put in the dimensions of the room. I'll actually screen share this so that people can see it. So
I'll present.
Yeah.
If it will allow me to. There we go.
Okay, yeah. So this is basically you go in here, you say, okay, well, it has different kind of like, okay, I want to make it a home office, so I can just say it'll give you kind of a rough idea, or you can come in here and say, okay, my room is 15 feet by 12 feet, and it's a bedroom, right? And then in here I can like drop in a couch, and I can give it a name. I can put in the dimensions and everything. I can like rotate it, and so I can kind of get the footprint of everything in the room, and kind of make sure that things will fit. There's all kinds of little, I can put, here's where the door is, and here's where the, if I was in a utility closet, there's the water heater, and all of this is, you can resize it. Like, it's a pretty nice piece of software. Now I think, but let's take me off a present for a quick second, or I'll just stop.
Yeah, you can stop sharing. That's better.
Okay.
Anyway, hey Yoshi, Jared, and Discard in the chat.
See Discard in the chat. Hello, Discard. I thought. Hold on a second. Oh, you know what's funny? I wasn't subscribed to this channel yet. Take my own advice.
Yep.
Subscribe. I still had the chat open from the previous iteration. There we go. Okay. Okay. Solid down. And let me get back to this. Well, it's going to show. So, okay. Now I'll screen share again. Kind of a strange layout, and I realized that there's should not draw attention to it. So this is the layout of the room, and this spot over here is a closet, and this spot here is a closet. So effectively, it's one long stretch with two closets here. This is the washer dryer actually that's down there. So I was thinking of something like this, but now I'm thinking about shuffling it. I was gonna do this as my the big wall of bookshelves. Like built-in, like Canadian Metro style bookshelves. But I might switch and do those bookshelves over here instead, and do them floor to ceiling, to just kind of have them. I wish this was 3D. That's the one thing that would really help me right now, is being able to see this in 3D. But yeah, it's interesting though. I like this design thing. It's pretty sharp. Could be like, oh well, this is where the arm for my desk lamp is going to be. It's right there. I can rotate it. Well, all kinds of crazy stuff. But anyways, that all becomes a reality in a couple days. So I'm really, really stoked. Well, here's what I will do, because I know that there's some. I'm going to do what I done in the past.
For the links, or?
Yeah, I was going to drop the link out there. Oh, wait, no, he needs the PM. Okay. So if you find the link to the Discord, there's a couple ways to get there. You can get there from the primary person of our club, their Twitter. I think it's their pinned tweet. If you know who I'm talking about, then you'll know where to go. Alternatively, I think there's a bit.ly link. I just can't remember what it is. I think Josh set that up for us at some point. I'm still presenting to my.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
Yep.
Oh.
Why stop the technical difficulties now?
Hey.
Especially when they're with just me not doing the thing.
Hey, this is all a learning process. I mean, I learned from Paul, and I did that for,
Yeah. Even when it's just the Discord, there's usually other people in here by now.
That's somebody else asking. They ask, well, what channel's the Hangout on? And I say,
Yep.
The one that I've been talking about for a couple weeks now.
Yep, the Hangout channel.
Yeah, we got to get some people in here who want to talk about some Pokemans or something.
I'm going to drop the video link in the stream tab as well.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Did I learn how to work technology?
Hello.
Hey.
You made it.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm at work. Well, supposed to be working.
So that actually worked for you, going this way instead of having to get you used to have to get the personal invite every time, right?
Yeah, normally it's a big drama. That was a lot easier. This furniture thing, are you redoing the room, eh?
Well,
Is this for your video setup?
I'm officially getting into the new house on Monday, so I have to figure out what the new room is how the room is gonna lay out.
Nice.
So
Congratulations.
Yes, we had step one with the bank today, and that went well. And so Monday's the big day. That's when all the keys and everything.
So are you out of the current one? Are you like in limbo?
Still in the same room. I'm just in an entirely. I'm like the room is still here. It's all there. It's a mess because I can't I don't feel like organizing anything because it's all going to have to get moved over anyways. But we don't have to. So we take ownership on Monday. We don't have to. All the big stuff moving isn't until the 18th. So I have 2 weeks until that point. So, and then we have 2 more weeks to get out of our place. So we kind of laid it out nicely so that we don't have to do that like out one day in the next type of thing, because I don't think I could deal with that. It also
have
allows
to move far from where you are.
It's 10 minutes. No,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute drive, so it's going to be super easy.
All that moving for 10 minutes though, eh? It's like packing and unpacking takes longer than the actual whole process. It's a bit of a pain. Have I still got audio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, is that my USB was loose. So.
Hey, what are those USB mics like? Are they, good?
I like my Snowball. I know a lot of people use the Yetis, and I haven't attempted to use one of those yet. I actually have a second one that came with this mount.
And
won it off of eBay. And
using right now in your?
So the one that I have used historically is this orange one, which is the same. It's the same model as this one. It's just they're fairly inexpensive. I mean, you can spend as much as you feel you need to on a mic, but this gets the job done for amateur purposes at least. I don't use this during videos though. I used to use this during videos, but now I'm using the Rode. I have a shotgun mic.
I need to upgrade my mic.
Yeah, but let me grab the other one.
I've done the camera now, and that was a big chunk. But now I need to really updo the audio because that's pretty.
Yeah,
seems
this
like
is the guy.
The big left behind. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, this is the guy I'm using now, and it mounts right to. I can either mount it to this mic stand, or the hot shoe fits on top of the camera. So I can.
Do you So with your audio, does it go through into the camera and record that way?
Yes.
As an external mic? Oh yeah, that's what I've got to do.
Yeah, it's got a 3.5 on my DSLR. So it is certainly preferable to having to sync up video and audio later on. I can definitely attest to that because I used to do that. I used to record with this, and then I would have to sync up the actual video clip, and that was just not ideal. The things we learned.
Yeah, I see. I've all my S's and P's and everything seem to, when I'm doing the audio mastering and the videos now, because I'm only 2 episodes in of editing my own stuff, they really peak real easy off the camera's microphone. And even if you lower the volume level down, it still doesn't get rid of that peak.
Oh, gotcha.
It's just an absolute pain. So I need to like get something with a good filter on it, like what you got there.
Yeah, so this one has
bite the bullet.
This one has a couple. There's an option in here to there is an 80 hertz filter that you can do, and that helps cut some of the like if you have like an air conditioner going or something like that. It tends to do a good job. I still find I have to dial the audio down, which is I suppose that's ideal. I'd rather not have to crank everything up. I'd rather turn it down to get to where I need it to be. And it tends to do the trick, but there'll be other tricks we'll pick up over time. I could like send it through like some post processing or something like that, but
it's a the audio is a thing in itself. The video I've got easy now, but bloody audio I need something decent so it stops spiking. Because like when I'm recording, like the camera's just here because I'm leaning over soldering stuff and I'm talking as I'm doing it, and it just peaks all the time. So whatever. Yeah,
that's kind of tough because you don't want to set it too far away and have to yell.
Oh yeah, because it literally sounds like
then it won't come through. Yeah, you definitely don't want that, and I'm sure that if with you working as close to what it is that because you're speaking as you're doing that, right? Like that's
it's all done at the same time.
Yeah, so you're aiming for you have a very even this. I think this would be too much for what you're trying to do. I mean, you can always I don't know. There's a way to do it. The higher quality mic is obviously going to have more for you to try and clean up some of the ambient stuff that's coming.
I use
pop filters are great,
but
pop filters. Rough. Sure. I've heard good things about using lapel if you can, if you're not on camera, those are great because you can get them, right up there.
So what's wrong with the pods?
What do you mean? Pods?
I use some filters, the pop filters.
Oh, pop filter. No, I mean, the pop filter's not going to work. It's not going to help with your volume spikes. It'll help clean up the noises, that you would normally get. But I guess I don't go back and overanalyze my own audio sometimes, so I haven't really picked up whether it does a whole lot on the P's and the T's and those kind of things, but
I've got a real thick accent, so when I say certain thing, it's like He's all pumped for EA, the E3 EA. Yeah, the EA festival.
Yes, everyone's really happy about EA right now.
Is that sarcasm or not? I don't know. I haven't seen the E3 hype stuff.
No, I was making fun of EA.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I mean, 2 weeks out from E3, it's like, what is E3 anymore?
Everything was leaked.
Well, it's not even. I mean, leaks are one thing. This is like everyone's just open kimono. Here we go. Like this is what's happening. And somebody brought up a point in the Discord earlier that we were talking. They were saying that the reason why Nintendo did what they did tonight was because they've already said that Smash is going to be the big thing that they're going to talk about during Nintendo's press conference. So if there's going to be another big game, that's coming. I don't even know that it said. I don't know if it said a date or not, but they at least announced that it's coming. So this core game, this new Switch Pokemon game, is
Second half 2019, apparently.
so this November 16th.
Pretty excited. I've seen the new footages of pictures. Oh, just pictures of Final Fantasy VII remake leaks. So I'm a bit like hoping.
Got some background noise there, Jared.
What is
Oh, I'll close my door. Hang on.
I'm trying to read this article. So, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee confirmed for November 16th, but then there is also a core series RPG scheduled for the back half of 2019.
Yo.
Yeah. And that's on top of the Pokemon Quest game that they announced. I guess that's available now? Or a developer just got it early? Because
Interesting.
there's Jules watched him tweeted out a picture of him downloading it on his Switch.
100 shell.
Okay.
And has the card.
Steve, weren't you gonna put the links out on Twitter?
I was thinking about it. I think I was thinking about it, and then and then Jared got here, so I was like,
Yeah. You don't have to. It's just I was checking Twitter for it because I thought you were already doing it.
I'll do it.
So, what's the verdict? Star Wars movie. I haven't seen it. It's probably the only one I want to see.
Solo?
Mm.
I haven't seen it yet.
You're talking about Solo, right?
Yeah. I stayed away pretty much after I saw. What was it? Episode 1. After that, I have not gone back and watched the Star Wars movie.
Since Phantom Menace?
So, yeah.
Okay.
After that, I was like, no. I just don't want to ruin it anymore for myself.
Okay.
I'll just remember the original trilogy, and that's all I'll ever know.
Well, you should probably watch Force Awakens and Last Jedi. Those are pretty good. But Solo's pretty good too. And Rogue One as well. But yeah, I saw Solo on opening day, and it's pretty good. It's not going to blow anyone's mind, but it's a fun heist western space movie with Han Solo. And the new actor is pretty good. Alden Ehrenreich is his name, I guess.
What about Deadpool 2?
Haven't seen that yet. I haven't even seen Infinity War yet. Yes, I know we're going to do like the spoiler hangout soon for that.
At some point we will.
Yeah, memes are getting closer to spoiling that for me than anything else on the internet right now.
Well, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, I'm not feeling so good about waiting much longer to watch it.
You might. It's pretty funny though. Like, it's just gone stupid that meme.
Yeah, I only got around to watching
another one.
like a week or two ago.
I stopped after Thor in the Dark World. Oh no, I've seen Ant-Man.
Was that before or after? Doesn't matter.
Well, I haven't seen the Infinity War, or there was one before that, wasn't there?
Civil War?
Another Avengers movie. Yeah,
Age of Ultron.
either.
Age of Ultron was the other Avengers.
Oh, I've seen Age of Ultron. Seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah. That was good, I think.
It was fine. It was a weird Avengers movie.
Yeah.
It was like Avengers
Unmemorable.
1.5 rather than Avengers 2, and Civil War was the actual next step. But then again, you kind of needed to do Age of Ultron to get to the events of Civil War, so it's weird. That was a weird decision. I like both those movies.
I like Thor mainly because I like Loki. That's the only reason. I reckon he's a pretty good little mean
Yeah.
bad character.
Yeah, you should see Thor Ragnarok. It's really good.
Is it better than the second one?
By a lot. And I liked the second one. Not like it wasn't like my favorite movie or anything, but I thought it was okay. Malekith was a really boring villain though.
The first one was
Yeah,
awesome.
I skipped the middle one. I really like Ragnarok.
Yeah, I'll say that they do parody the second one at the beginning of the third one. Or near the beginning.
make fun of it?
Pretty funny.
Oh, with the cameo. Yes.
Yep. I won't explain why, but you will. If you didn't like 2, you will find that hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't he get a new hammer in that or something?
Hmm?
Does he get a new hammer in that one?
Wait,
Isn't that
he has a hammer at the beginning of Ragnarok.
Oh. I'm
Ah,
not spoiling anything.
I don't think I mean, if anything, I'm just confirming what you already spoiled.
I know the story based off the comic book because there was a alien dude, I can't remember it now, but he was like the equal to Thor, and then they were meant to fight to the death, and he didn't kill him. So when Thor lost his hammer, he got this guy's alien hammer.
Is it
that?
What's his freaking name?
And he was like super cool character. I can't remember much about it.
The horse guy?
Yeah, but the new hammer he gets is even more powerful or some shit like that. And apparently this alien was the only other one that could wield Thor's original hammer. So.
Yeah, Beta Ray Bill. He does not
he
appear
got
in
a belt
Ragnarok.
as well.
What?
He gets a belt as well.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't read the comics that go into that.
But you know who I mean then, the guy.
Yeah, the kind of horse-faced alien guy, Beta Ray Bill. Those comics get wacky, don't they? He is not in Ragnarok. Yeah. They haven't gone that far yet. But if you ever, like, without going into much, like, Hulk is in the third Thor movie. So if you've read Planet Hulk, you'll probably like this movie.
Nice.
Even if you haven't read that, you'll still like this movie.
The third Thor movie.
Yeah.
The third Thor.
The third Thor movie. Wish I had seen the third Thor in theaters.
Oh, it's a crap.
On a Thursday.
Yep.
It was a thrill.
Thor's Day.
Thor's Day. Nice.
Yeah, okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Did you just decide to end it all after that really great joke?
Yeah, I'll see myself out.
It's like, nailed it. Yeah. No. Excited. I'm happy we've got this new channel going for this stuff. It'll just simplify things. Hopefully.
Your PSVR one was really good, man.
Yeah, I'm blown away by how well received that video was, and I actually owe the people who came to go watch that video an update, because I've definitely played a lot more, and I have a lot. I've put in a lot of time with that system, or that peripheral so far, and I'm actually really digging it. So,
have you played Arizona Sunshine yet?
I haven't. I saw Rewind Mike was playing that last night. dropped in for a few minutes, but
played it in Australia, just at a VR center place.
okay.
Real high end version of it, and it was so good. But you can play it like 2 or 3 players. I don't know if you can play two players or whatever on the PSVR, but we had like 2 of us, and I've got photos of it. It's so strange. Like I literally thought like I'd turn left and fall over because I'd think that I was like kneeling down to go pick something up. I was literally like getting down into these boxes when then I finally worked out the warp feature, which is a lot more. You can stand still then. But yeah,
some of the mobility stuff.
Sickness.
Some of the mobility stuff is takes a little getting used to, and for the most part, I don't get motion sick. Although after longer sessions, I find myself toward the end starting to get a little. Like it's just like I can kind of tell when I'm done for the night. Yeah, but like I have had one. There's one game on the VR Worlds disc called Scavenger's Odyssey, and on that one, there's these like gravity shifting like jumping things that you do. Like you're jumping from like at one point you're jumping from like meteor to meteor, and you're kind of doing this thing where your gravity is shifting, and that kind of after a little bit gets to be a little much to the point where I did have to say, okay, I'm stopping at that checkpoint. We're not moving forward here. But I actually haven't picked that one back up, and I actually looked it up, and there were a lot of people who couldn't get as far as I did and had to stop because that game is. I think like if you played the original Prey game, they talked about how some of that gravity shifting thing can be kind of unsettling on the stomach. But for the most part, it's been good. Like I can play Wipeout with no problem, and that game is as fast as any game that you will find. It's one of like that is a blast to play Wipeout. Highly recommend.
I really want to play. I hope they do have they done Fallout 4 yet or anything like that?
No, they haven't.
Skyrim.
Yeah, so they got Skyrim, they got Doom, and it's not a full version of Doom, but they have Doom via VFR. There were rumors that maybe what they were going to announce, maybe what Bethesda has been teasing, might be that, or that it might be Fallout 3 remastered. Like I don't know, there's a lot of people speculating as to what that whole thing is, and now I feel like they should have gotten their announcement out of the way. I feel like they kind of missed their window because now all the talk is Pokemon.
No. Oh, Pokemon for the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pokemon's for the Switch.
Pokemon's, yeah.
Pokemans.
Pokemans. Pokemans.
That's right.
Reds and blues.
Yeah, there's the weird
love
Pokemon Quest with the blocky graphic style and whatever the Let's Go Pikachu Eevee is. I haven't gotten a chance to look at that yet. Is that a mobile game?
Look, this is what.
So that is
my mind, right? Isn't
Switch one? Sorry, go ahead, Jared.
No, I'll do the gentlemanly act. You go first.
So you should. I would suggest watching that trailer. That trailer looks like an evolution of Pokemon Go that works on Switch. I don't think that's
okay.
Like it, but there's battling. Like part of it looks like Pokemon Stadium blended with Pokemon Go.
Should I mute myself and watch this?
You probably should, because I'm probably not doing it much of.
Yeah.
Are you harboring a Metroid over there?
It's just cat. Sorry. Speaking of Metroid, I've been playing Axiom Verge, which is awesome.
It's a game of the month, isn't it?
I'm getting a head start on it. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. The fact that it was made by one guy still astounds me.
Wow, passion project, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it took him 4 years, is what I understand.
Did anyone ever get to play there was a really good ROM hack of Super Metroid 2, but it got taken down by Nintendo.
I know that Buried on Mars did for sure. There's a number of people who did. I just don't. I'm sure one of them managed to save their copy before it got stricken from the internet.
Be gone!
There was somebody. Who was it? Maybe it was Church, the game grinder. I think he got a physical copy of it. Like somebody actually did a physical copy of that AM2R.
ASMR.
Not ASMR. Oh, Yoshi says he's got you covered.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I really want to play that.
Yeah, I mean that was supposed to be really, really, really well done, and then Nintendo had to do what they had to do, which I know people hated them for, but you know,
damn Nintendos.
Unless they were done making Metroids forever, they had to do something about it. So, but yeah, there was something Cartridge Fund. You mentioned in the chat that the proceeds from that game were supporting something. I think you're correct. I can't recall what it was. It might have been medical expenses for a family member of the. Let me look that up.
Victim of a Metroid attack.
Yeah.
Poor Yoshi, he's not doing good at the moment.
So the publisher for Axiom Verge was donating 75% of the profits for sales to healthcare for the developer's son. That's what it was. That was toward the end of last year, so I'm not sure if that's still going, but yeah, they're giving a huge chunk of that to all the like physical copies that got purchased. The money went toward helping out the guy's son, which is awesome. Yeah, and I was going to echo your sentiment about Yoshi. Yoshi, I hope you're feeling better, man. That's tough stuff.
I'd bring you over a vegan pizza and a hot chicken vegan soup if I was in America. Oh, and probably some weed as well. So I know you'd like that.
You're a wizard.
Yeah, you're a wizard, Harry. Is it? I don't know if where he is, it gets you locked up or not. But yeah.
Okay, so I just watched that trailer. That is super like interesting but weird. I'm not quite sure what it is. Like
it's like part Go and part Stadium is what I'm.
Yeah,
except I got.
Except you have the overworld, and I guess since there's the two releases with Pikachu and Eevee, it's like they're your starters, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then there's co-op.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It looks like a good half step to a full Pokemon game and a good gateway for people that played Go but got a Switch.
No. I'm going to do what I was doing originally. I have got it going, but it's not good because it keeps logging it. It keeps locking the screen. So keep logging.
I am attempting. There we go.
There you go.
This is having a private conversation.
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're.
Just got my brand new computer. Just hand delivered.
Nice.
Sweet.
Don't know why it took 4 tries to review, but
I muted myself.
Okay, so it didn't even
It's,
work.
No.
So P1 says the beta
i7
raid
8th
build
generation.
is in Ragnarok.
Ah. Is P1 there?
He's
I
in
can't see
the
the chat.
he's in the chat.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't notice that appearance.
Oh,
He does make an appearance
hey, dude.
in the background of Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, like as an Easter egg, or he might have.
That sounds
Like in the collector's place.
okay. So here P1's giving us a little more of a breakdown. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu shares elements from both Pokemon Go and the core series. Let's Go takes place in Kanto and is directly inspired by and essentially a reimagining of 98's Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool, actually.
I mean, it's that
The
Pokeball controller is going to be sold out everywhere. I have a feeling.
Yep, and
Hang on a
broken
minute. So,
often.
so there's a Pokemon Go. It's Pokemon Go on the Switch, but like a proper Pokemon game.
It's an evolution of Go. Let's say that it's a it's a more full maybe like if your phones could actually handle a a
Traditional Pokemon experience.
fully traditional Pokemon game, then I think this is what that game is.
Yeah, and
well, some phones run the same ARM processor as a Switch, so
yeah, but not all phones. And people are already playing Pokemon Go. I guess we can look at it as Pokemon Go is effectively the Pokewalker for this game.
That would be really interesting if there's some kind of coordination between the two.
It looked like you can connect it.
There you go.
It's weird. And
Bill,
we're, of course, halfway on the details because we had to start at the Hangout at the same time that was being announced.
Yeah.
Quest definitely looks like a mobile game, though, which is really kind of odd.
Yeah, I didn't like the look on that.
That Pikachu GIF is going to be good for like expressing how people feel about it.
I really want to get a Switch now.
If you're going to, I wouldn't wait until holiday if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that in 2 weeks Switches are going to be there's going to be a run on Switches because of what Nintendo's got to show.
What, even here in snowy New Zealand where there's like
I don't know.
people?
I mean, if there's only 2 Switches for the 5 of you.
We sold the one Switch. That is it.
No.
No more Switch.
Right, and they're like one extra Joy-Con that they have, and not a pair, just one.
It's really dusty. It's been sitting here for a while. You sure you want this old Joy-Con? I don't have any money to spend on new gaming consoles. I'm too busy modding up old ones.
Yeah, you're just making old ones do crazy new things.
Yeah, this Atari one I'm working on is absolutely out the gate.
What?
At the moment. So. Oh, I'm consoleizing an Atari Lynx, but it also interfaces with RetroArch as well as plays original cartridges, so you can just play Mega Drive on it and stuff if you want.
Mega Drive on an Atari console?
Yeah.
Sounds like sacrilege.
Not really. But it's got HDMI, which is quite cool, which is was challenging. And it's going into a 2600 shell.
That's cool.
So picture all that. think it's going to go PAX in Australia in a display cabinet for Oz Retro Gamers display stand or something. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So be sated. But Switch would be nice. I had a plan to change the dock and actually try and put a Pi into it, and then have your Joy-Con be able to, because there's all that space inside the dock that's not used, you know.
It is up.
Oh, that Quest one is on there? Okay. Well, you'll have to give us your instant impressions.
There's downloadable, because it's free to start. And it's man, there's a lot of download stuff here. But there's the Expedition 3-pack bundle that has it's $37.79 Canadian. So probably $30 US or about. I have no idea. Yes, I'll download it. We'll find out.
I managed to get rid of a lot of that box of stuff that I was showing off the other couple weeks back. Not the stuff that we talked about. But,
yeah. Not the
stuff that, no, not anything that people had like expressed remote interest in. I still have, but like all the like PS2 games and PS3 games, DSi and stuff like that. And it's that combined with a good trade deal, I ended up getting some actually pretty good haul. And then they filled out my shop does punch cards, or like they're like an embossed stamp type thing. So my next game there is 20% off. So I'll need to figure out what that's going to be. I should be good for a little while. I should be good at least for this week. Let's see if I can go this week without buying games.
Can someone send me the club thingy majiggy for the video intros? You know, the Yoshi's Island one, the Badink, the one that Josh uses. I might ask Josh; he'll have it.
I am not following what you are referring to.
Intro animation with the Cartridge Club logo.
Oh, that okay. Yeah, Josh has that one. Josh, yeah, I would ask him. I think he made that one. Now that I think about it.
You've got the crumbly stone thing that goes.
Oh, for now.
The now one. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. I can thank Sean for all that. Sean put that together for me.
It's just like, oh yeah.
Where the heck is everyone tonight?
Fire getting better and better. It's like funny how he's
Yeah, Josh has been all over the place with his animations. I like the train tunnel. You know, all the logos coming toward it. That was a nice nice little spin on it.
He's definitely coming a long way since when he first started. I like his stuff. Well, I always didn't mind his stuff, but Hype Train's good. I quite enjoy it.
Yeah. And hopefully he figures out what, like, I get the impression that this year was kind of I'm going to experiment with like 5 or 6 different approaches and see which one he likes the most. I kind of liked the 3-minute Square Enix one because it kept him really refined on it. And I know that, so Fitnat, I know Ryan is coming at some point. I think he just said that he wouldn't be until 10:30ish. Come on, man. But yeah, we got no Q Dogs yet. We Frantic is going to see Solo.
Yeah, I picked the one Dead Night.
Oh, there will be plenty of dead nights. It happens. It's Memorial Day weekend. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You know, in the States, so people's rhythm is all thrown off, I bet, and some people would probably think it's Monday when it's actually Tuesday, and the fact that they aren't subscribed to this channel instead of being subscribed to probably threw them off a little bit. So
Yeah, and it's the week we decided to have me test out hosting, and the links aren't down on Twitter, so you can blame me for this one probably.
oh, there's no need to blame. I can do my backups though if you want me to. We can just get those out of the way.
Yeah, I was going to transition into that, but there's no one really here, so.
Does it say how many people are watching? Or?
It says 5 people are watching.
Hey, I bet those 5 people want to see some.
Sure. Okay, so I'll present you then.
Sure. Do that. So, I haven't visited my thrift shop in weeks. Like, I've been trying to be a little less impulsive with thrift purchases, and I probably missed out on stuff in the process. So I went and managed to grab. It was in the glass case. I got Metroid Prime 3 Corruption.
Very nice.
That's a good game.
Under $6, which, you know, it's in wonderful shape. Manual's in great shape. So it's a little bit less than when it goes complete if I had bought it from retail, but, you know, I figure it's probably due to get the Metroid bump if and when we get more confirmation of the 4th game coming. So I grabbed that. Then there was a deal on
Metroid bump.
The Metroid bump. That's right. The Newegg has been doing these like 50% off deals lately. I don't know if they're just trying to clear out old inventory or what, but this game isn't that old. It only came out in November. But it is the Doom VR game for PlayStation VR. And I put a little bit of time into this already, and it's different, but I like what it does with some of the movement. We're talking a little bit about how that's kind of a challenge. It's pretty cool. It's almost a side story to the actual Doom game, but yeah. So grab that. Then I mentioned that trade-in deal, so I ended up getting a bunch of trade credit. And then they were also doing on used PlayStation 4 and Xbox One games, they were doing buy one, get one free. So I got a couple of PS4 games. Put them in the order that I think of. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. So I got a copy of Until Dawn. Unfortunately, printed back, so it's not. Couldn't do the Peggy. Copy of Neo or Neo.
Neo. It's Neo.
Neo. Then I copy of The Inpatient. I'm not sure how much I'm looking forward to this one. I probably should play Until Dawn first because it's supposed to be, you know, spiritual successor in the story for that. And then a copy of Farpoint, which I need the aim controller for. That's kind of the big. Everyone says that with the aim controller is near perfect, like 1-to-1, really well done on the like tracking and stuff for a first-person shooter. And then I ended up getting this, which was 10% off. Everything else in the store was 10% off, so it's pretty good. Memorial Day weekend sale. So I got Teen Titans for the Xbox, which is one of those you don't see this game that often type of Xbox games, and so
Uncommon game.
very. So I didn't want to pass up a chance. So I ended up making the move for it.
Did you end up playing that at all yet?
No, the Xbox is all packed, so
Oh.
And it is not backwards compatible.
Yep. Get on that, Microsoft.
I know, right? Yeah, get that license for that third-party game that it's probably going to cost a whole lot to get backwards compatible. But yeah, so those are pickups at this point. It's kind of nice to have thinned out the sell box a little bit. There's still some stuff left that I had those Call of Duty strategy guides, and I asked them if they would take them. They're like, yeah, if they were for like a JRPG or something, then probably. But the Call of Duty ones, we just can't because they won't move. Yeah, I was like, okay, that's fine. I understand. Yeah. It's not like I paid 88 cents a piece for those things, so I'm not hurting to keep them. I'm not hurting if I do keep them, but
yeah.
It'd be nice to get somebody to throw me a couple bucks for each. That'd be cool, but whatever. Yeah, that was my mini haul.
And I suspect Jared doesn't have any pickups on hand other than that computer that was delivered mid Hangout. So
No.
Okay.
I got given a whole bag of DB15 ports just now that I'm going to use tomorrow. And this nail.
That's a sweet nail.
Marker.
By pickups, we do not mean off the desk. Anyway, but I've got some stuff, so I'll show that.
Yeah.
The only non-gaming thing I got, unless I'm forgetting something that I picked up, which I don't think I did, but got Star Wars Most Wanted, the solo tie-in novel, or one of them. This is more of the young reader type one, so it's cheaper. But interested in getting this. I'm not even sure really what it's about, other than obviously. But for games, I ended up, after seeing Solo, I went to EB Games because it was across the street. And I'll just show the PS3 games that I haven't tested yet first. I haven't tested them, that's why the stickers are still on. Killzone 3, finally able to pick this up for a decent price. And
that's really good. It's high carbon steel, CIB, came straight out of a box.
Are you talking about that nail?
Okay, I'm moving on. Some 360 games. I picked up Conan. This is only like $2, so that was pretty cool to finally find this. Even though it's a relatively common game, I've just never been able to track it down. But no manual with this one, but pretty happy to find it finally. And
shiny cover insert there. Almost looks
yeah,
like foil.
I don't think it. I think that might just be the reflection, or the letters are foil. I'm not sure. But also got Ninja Blade, which is another one.
Been talking about that one.
Yeah, figured now was a good time to pick it up, and it just happened to be there for $8, so that worked out. Played it a bit. There are a lot of QuickTime events in that game. I might have to turn the difficulty down on the QuickTime events, which you can do. So that's a relief. But that's
just
the only
more margin for error, or
yeah, I don't know. Probably more button variety, but that's the only time I've failed in the game from the hour I've played of it is during the QuickTime events, because I'm just so not used to doing those anymore. But last game I picked up, also people are talking about, and I also found it for $8. So Rage.
Nice.
I
know that Josh and Ryan both have been playing some of that. I'm not sure what their take is on it. I think one of them said it felt antiquated by current standards.
Yeah. Current now or current when it came out?
Now.
Okay.
I think now. I'm not entirely sure. We'd have to ask them because I don't want to put words in their mouth. But at some point, I want to give. I mean, I should give that a try. If anything, Bethesda announcing a sequel and then me trying the first game in the series worked out last year. So I've got to figure it's worth a shot. I don't know.
Hello again, Jared.
100%.
Or not. There we go. Maybe. We have movement.
We do. He's got that nail again.
Yep. Really hammering the point home with that one.
Ooh, here we go.
Good now. Chin strap.
Chin strap. Oh, probably for some kind of hard hat, right?
And I've got to go up. And then this is an MMLB01 multi-port adjustment panel for 33,000 volt switching.
Just that number of volts is kind of scary.
Oh, I'll show you something cool while you're sitting there. Oh, yeah. Those on the truck for 33,000 volts. I got to put them up tomorrow. The hard drives into a power line.
What does one need that many volts for? Or you're not allowed to tell us?
Taking over the world.
We lost them again.
Yep.
Could use some of those. Oh, Yoshi says various things. I'm still curious at what that. I'm sure there are a variety of things that you could use that voltage for.
Something. Oh, then it automatically.
That was a brief return. Jared, if you're talking this entire time, we've heard maybe 4 words in the past minute and a half.
Something powerful.
Yep. Maybe it's all those volts being so near that are making him drop out.
That's right. Yoshi said a 50 kilovolt power supply.
Or some project he's doing involving penetrating cell membranes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that still seems like a lot. Because I don't know that we ever, in all of my experiments, I don't know that we ever needed something that seemingly that powerful.
Also, I don't know if it's because. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say how many gigawatts is that?
Okay, what I was gonna say is just for the Hangout toolbar stuff. For some reason, I put the cameraman stuff on so that it blocks video and audio when people join, but it's not working when Jared joins.
Okay.
So that's really odd. No control room. That's not working. I can't mute people.
Okay. Well, yeah. You also weren't able to hand over control here either,
no.
So I'll have to take a look. We'll get it figured out. I don't want to leave us without an option.
Yeah. I should still be able to boot people should something happen. but the damage is done at that point.
Well, yeah, we might be able to get in there and clip the end off the video or something.
Yeah.
There might be solutions to solving those problems if we need to, but
Yeah, pause for edit would probably be required.
yeah. Quick flip the switch.
Yeah, I started up that Pokemon Quest game.
Is it everything you hoped it would be?
I'm still not sure what it is yet. There's a Pokeball drone flying around. I am not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still in the start of it. It was just like flying in.
That's interesting. Did you hear that PUBG is suing Fortnite?
They actually are doing that?
Yep.
That's super weird. Someone playing Space Invaders or Pong in the background? Get a gonk droid coming into the call?
All right. last try.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, I'm gonna get. I'm out.
Yeah,
but,
so PUBG is accusing them of actually copying their intellectual property because of that.
okay. The weirdest part of that is they're both owned by Tencent.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, I mean, I suppose then that's a.
They're essentially suing their own parent company.
That's interesting.
And the irony is Activision, or at least the Call of Duty brand, is also part owned by Tencent. So we haven't actually left the same parent company yet in Battle Royale, except for Radical Heights, which is gone.
Yeah. Well, which was by former Epic Games.
Yeah, which was owned by Tencent. Maybe. Weird.
I don't like Fortnite.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't do it. Like, there's not. I tried twice. I'm gonna sound like an old grumpy old man when I make these comments, but it's like between the two, I liked the style and what PUBG was going for, but it just like that game was everything anyone was talking about for like 3 months, and then all of a sudden you get one popular celebrity playing the other game, and all of a sudden that's all anybody wants to ever play forever. It's just
I'm
it's crazy how much that. Go ahead.
That game's garbage. It looks like it was drawn by a kid with a bunch of highlighters. It's just
Which
so
game?
bright and
Fortnite?
Fortnite.
I think it looks pretty good. I just have no interest in it.
Nah.
I mean, it's definitely not going for your realism angle.
No.
I get that. Because no one could build this staircase that quickly. Like, it just doesn't happen. But
with
I kind of
32,000 volts, it will.
Oh yeah, like just there's stairs. I kind of like. Part of me wants to try the actual game, like the game that they were trying to make, but I don't. I feel like I could, if you put money into that game and actually playing that money is going back into VR. Like that's not going into making that single player game any better. Which is unfortunate because like I know that's the new angle that everything's taking. Everything's getting a VR mode, and everything is, going as this game as a service now, and it's a cycle. It'll hit critical mass at some point, and people will be just tired of it. And maybe it's taking whatever Call of Duty is going to try to push out there to make battle royale style games just because maybe it pushes it over the edge. I just don't think I don't think your AAA games can achieve the 100 player servers. I feel like that's the advantage that these two games that are already out have on a Call of Duty or a Battlefield. Potentially, they haven't announced it yet, but they're probably keeping that in their back pocket just to see how excited people are about their game before they then say, hey, yeah, we're adding this too. But we shall see.
This game is very weird. Pokemon move on their own in expeditions, and it's just like moving through the map automatically, and they start automatically fighting Pokemon that are in the map in waves, and you can give them commands while they do this, and then there's a boss Pokemon at the end. And now I have to set up a home base. This is a weird...
Okay.
I'm going to stop for now. I need to wrap my head around this later.
So Yoshi says he's not into this VR thing, and I don't know if he's talking about BR as in Battle Royale, because the letters are right next to each other, or if he's actually talking about VR, in which case I'm curious what, Yoshi, you aren't interested in, or what it is about VR that's not compelling to you.
Maybe it's both that he's interested in.
It could be both. It could be a VR game that is VR. But I'm curious because, I was a skeptic.
BS game.
The BS.
Or maybe he just never got into VR Troopers as a kid.
Maybe. Or Metal Gear Solid VR missions.
Mm.
Okay. And that is...
It's time to stop.
So Yoshi, it's okay if you're not interested in either of them. You don't have to like everything. Nor should anyone expect that you would like everything, and that is totally acceptable.
That is the wrong answer.
No.
You are technically correct.
I award you
That's
no points.
kind of correct.
I award you no points for trying to be diplomatic. Right.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Yes.
The only
Everyone
funny
in this
scene in
room
Billy
is now
Madison.
done for listening to this.
That's my hot take. That's the only funny scene in Billy Madison.
Oh, but the shampoo and conditioner.
That scene is not better.
I thought you
No
would
version
have
of that
it,
scene is better.
No, that is correct.
I used to like
Chris,
that movie, but it
really?
just has not aged well for me.
You can stay home and help me
Oh,
shave
what's
my armpits.
Doyle rules.
Yoshi likes a shampoo and conditioner scene. See?
We found a thing that Yoshi likes. Huzzah.
Yeah, that's right. But
So,
no,
other-
I accept the fact that not everyone is going to like virtual reality. I accept the fact that there are some people who are way into battle royale games, and it just doesn't seem to like. In the few matches of PUBG that I played, I understand the rush. If you can get into that like top 30, it starts to get there. But if you're just getting eliminated quickly, there's nothing exciting about that. You just kind of like, well, I queued up, I waited a minute, I dropped in, and I got decimated within 5 minutes. Okay, well, I guess I'll do it again, and
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me on
what's
when I played SOCOM back in the day, and I just I ended up just keeping it for the headset because like I started the match, got killed, had to wait until the match ended, and it's like, well, okay, that's it for me.
That game. Have you seen how much people are making streaming that game at the moment? That Fortnite.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Probably a ton.
it's immensely popular. I like that.
There was a guy called Ali A, who I don't even watch, but I was just looking at the biggest grossing Fortnite player, and his CPM or his average or whatever he would be on his top end making yearly would be $81 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be good. That's the tough part is you actually have to be like, if you want to be that level of like Twitch streamer, you have to be good at that game.
And that's without Drake.
And that's also true because, well, I mean, Ninja was a known commodity before this. Just he wasn't in the limelight like he became with Drake. Now it's interesting because I understand Fortnite is going to be doing some E3 event, which is like a 50-team pro-am. So they'll have 50 professional players and 50 celebrity athletes, whoever, and they'll be playing duos or something. What I guess whatever. I talk about this thing like I understand or like I know what is actually being said in this. I feel like my mother-in-law when she tries to talk to my nephews. She's like, "Oh, you guess you're playing Fortnite?" And it's like, you have no idea what it is you're even saying right now. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's cute to see her try to connect. They don't want to talk about it. Ryan was telling me I should tell my nephews that they should stop playing that baby game because no teenager wants to be told that they're playing a game for children, right? Like,
Yeah.
I left him alone though. Whatever. As long as my 4-year-old son's like not in the room when they're playing it, like that's my only request is let's just not yet.
Yeah, no. Dumb VR question. That's automatically 3D, right? Like that's just by default.
Automatically 3D.
Like when you're viewing the VR experience, it's in 3D, like through the thing, or is it just a regular screen?
So there's two different things that can happen in the headset. If the game is a VR game, then it is built for a 360 environment. I can turn all the way around. I can, move about the space. But any game that is not VR built, I can watch on what feels like an IMAX screen.
Yes, but what I mean is like if you're going to see like a 3D movie, is it that, or are they just regular screens essentially?
Yeah, so a 3D Blu-ray works in 3D. So it is a big screen and it has depth.
Okay. Yeah, the reason I'm asking is because like I've been like mildly curious about getting that, but the thing that would suck for me getting it is that like my mom would probably see me playing it and be curious about it, and she can't see 3D, so she wouldn't be able to do it at all.
Oh, okay.
So like that's also a problem with VR with like people not being able to do it because some people just can't see 3D.
Yeah.
So that
I have a
everyone.
friend. Yeah. I have a friend who has. He basically. That's entirely the actually, you know what? That could be some of the reason why I was so counter to it. Like I would have to make sure that we weren't going to see 3D movies with him, because it would be insensitive of me to force him to spend $3 more for a movie that he gets no benefit from. In fact, it's worse for him because
it's like that weird blurry effect.
Yeah. That is a really good point. Now, the nice thing is that you can have social, like you play in your headset, but it still projects through to the TV, so somebody could be watching what you're doing. and still be able to see it. But whoever's in the headset, it's doing what it can to align both eyes to get what feels to be a 3D experience. However, if you are playing something like, if you are playing I tried Axiom Verge in VR, which is cool.
That's gonna be weird.
I just put the headphones in. I was just like, I was in my little. I actually like reclined on the couch and made it so that my head because you can basically reset. I think if you hold the option button, you can reset where the screen is in the environment. So I kind of like set up where I wanted my head to be, and then I set where the screen was so that I could just not move from this position, and it would be right there. And it was honestly, it was like sitting in the middle of an IMAX theater alone, just in pitch black, and just this massive screen.
Sensory deprivation gaming.
Basically, yeah, with the bass pumping on that game,
I wonder if me watching Stranger Things finally has anything to do with me going there immediately.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that's actually a very good comparison. Would be nice. I should try playing it with the overhead lights off, because I still get a little bit of light coming in from around the headset, but yeah, I have been lucky. I see Yoshi says he's afraid of the motion sickness and stuff. And I've been lucky that it's been extreme things that have gotten me motion sick. You're not actually motion sick, but have gotten me to at least feel that something was uncomfortable. But there's a ton of stuff that it's just like you sit in a chair and that's it. You're not moving. There's no forward momentum. It's just you're in this space and that's it. And some of the 3D, not 3D, the third person games where you are a spectator, you're not the
really the participant. You're viewing it. You're
spectating.
You're the god of this universe, kind of thing.
Yes, that's a very, very good comparison. Yes, or allegory, simile, one of those things. I can't. Jeez.
Yeah, but I've been especially curious, in the last few days when they announced that Days of Play thing, where there's going to be a bunch of deals on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the VR
I wasn't too
headset
impressed.
bundle.
I wasn't too impressed with some of the game deals. I was looking specifically at that. I saw that there was one for it was $200 for the bundle, which is
it's $250 Canadian, which is voice just cracked there for some reason. But
that's still a good price.
Yeah, $250, just price difference. But that didn't seem too bad. I don't remember what it is regularly, $350, $400.
The bundle I got was $350, and that was the one with Skyrim and 2 Move controllers.
Okay, that's probably not that big a bundle with the $251, but that would sound correct for Canadian pricing. It would be $400 at that point, or $450 depending.
Yeah,
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, there's some of the stuff though, it was like a $20 game marked down to $15. It's like you can give me a better discount than that if you're touting it as this big deal.
Yeah, this big super event where Shadow of the Colossus is exactly the same price on sale as it has been the last few weeks going on sale. It's $30. I just saw that on Amazon the other day. What's new about this? Actually, I think that's what it is on Amazon right now. Canadian, at least.
Oh, Jared's okay.
Yeah. It is really weird that no one's here yet.
I'm surprised. I should start hitting people with direct messages, being like, "Where are you?" I suppose, I don't know. Trying not to come up with excuses for why people aren't here. But
New channel, who dis?
Catherine's in the chat. Hi, Catherine.
Hey, Catherine.
It's just the two of us hanging out. And Jared's kind of here too, talking like a robot.
I think I saw the mute go away for half a second.
I did too. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Today's one of the, like, trying to bring it back to like the Bethesda thing today.
Live.
Yay!
I'm just on the websites for these builds that I'm doing, so I'm really like trying not to be like,
Hey, that's fine.
because I'm
Like how much of what you do is like a total like how well do you research your stuff before going in? I don't know if that's the question that I'm trying to get across, but I'm just like,
I don't.
Like, do you kind of just
you
just experiment until something works and then try and find a way to clean it up, or is like
No, I just get an idea and I go in until I make it, and I just keep at it until it goes.
yeah. That's I'm sure that like how many roadblocks do you hit on an average project?
Okay, so the PSP was about 2 months of roadblock there before I could even do anything.
Okay.
This one's fairly easy, but yeah, like all the time, man. And getting some parts that are like real obscure, like you have to get it from Europe or something. So then you're down about 2 weeks because you get into it and you're like, I've got this model or something like that.
Gotcha.
I just dive in head first, and then if it doesn't work, I find a way to make it happen, basically.
Yeah, I've never done electronics work successfully, so I couldn't even fathom where to start on something like that. So
half the time I don't know enough about the system. It's kind of learning as I go with some of them.
Sure.
Because it's not like you go, oh yeah, cool, I'll just go grab that PSP that's been modded up or that 2600 that's been put into that links, because not many people have done that stuff, so there's no reference material.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's not like you have a Chilton's manual like you're doing car work.
Yeah.
Trailblazer.
I'd love that. That'd be great.
Right. Here's how to do every mod that you're ever thinking about doing. But then where's the fun, right? You don't have these novel concepts that you come up with. They're all, then you're just doing kit projects, right?
Yeah, this one is the Kallax Mega Drive that I've been putting off for a while is been put off for a while, mainly because to make it HDMI out, I have to actually interface with the whole video processor, and it's not as simple as it sounds. It's very difficult. I had to rebuild a whole new video board. I was speaking to Tim Worthington and what was the other guy's name? McWill, and they're both like, oh, nah, man, it's just a massive job to do that. There's not even a point selling a kit for that. So good luck with that. But I'm like, yeah, well, you will get it, but yeah, it's hectic. Because to do the kit, they'd price it so far out of the market and what you'd have to do that it wouldn't even be worth trying to sell it for what you get. Who's going to want $1,000 Genesis?
There's somebody out there. I mean, you could just as easily. Could you just as easily wait until they come out with their at games one and maybe use something off of that to get you there, or is those running on
at games one is ARM
Those are
processors
just-
and emulator boards. Most probably, they're not actually Genesis hardware.
Gotcha. Okay. See, this is the uninformed,
It looks
the uninformed
the
person.
same on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not an actual like. It'd mostly be all solid state, I think. To be honest,
Yeah, you're probably right.
that means like no beep beep. It's just all like light blinks on, light blinks off. That's it.
Yeah.
LEDs.
Gotcha.
But do ya? But do ya?
I don't know. I certainly wouldn't put myself in a situation where I'd have to try to do work like that. My hands are too.
Well, that's my job anyway. Like, that's my actual job. Like, they'll throw problems at me and they'll go, work out a solution. Here's your million manuals. Come up with something. So, except my real job's not fun.
Well, that's why we have hobbies, right?
Yes.
Just to attempt to have fun once in a while.
Yeah, I need a new gaming console. I don't know. Oh yeah, I've still got to do your Xbox Slim.
No, I don't. Don't prioritize that. That's at this point, I need to even figure out what retro stuff is going to be hooked up in this room, because I have, because I ditched both of the big CRTs. Those are both gone. Ryan has one of them now, but so I think I'm down to one 14-inch CRT now.
I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah. So I have to figure
Keep
out.
talking. I'm listening. I just can't talk.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So I'm trying to decide what I'm actually going to put into that CRT, or like what that layout looks like, because I really don't think I was. The pendulum kind of swings between retro and modern, right? And like right now, I feel like I'm very much in a modern way of that pendulum. And at some point, it'll snap back. I don't want to get rid of anything that I have console wise. I don't think. I just may not have everything hooked up at all times. So I don't know even that I'll have an Xbox always connected. I should. That'd be really nice. But a lot of the games that I'm playing, or that I have been playing, have been on the most modern stuff, and then the backwards compatible stuff for the Xbox One. But again, it's a matter of, I need to figure out, I may decide to not have a closet and just turn that closet into more shelves, or turn that into like a little so almost thinking about if I put in a tiered TV stand kind of thing in the closet, then I can pull that shut, and then not have this CRT and a bunch of retro consoles sitting there in plain view at all times. I can actually, put that away when I'm not using it, or something like that. But yeah, I think Yoshi, you bring up, just hook up what you're going to use when you're going to use it, and I think that's probably a good approach. And then I can just use the front composite inputs, or find some other way to extend those, so I'm not always trying to reach behind that TV.
Gaming is weird in that we have to do the in other ways, but in that we have to deal with like how to hook up multiple systems.
Yeah.
We need to get to a place where it's just like
Muting
you just
myself.
have a video. What? Anyway, we have to get to a place where we're just down to like a video game box. You get a video game box or a subscription, and you just play video games. You can just do that like any other medium.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you ask someone like, what do you do if you want to watch an old movie that you don't own that's not streaming anywhere? You buy it. You buy it.
Yeah.
There's no question on how or why. You buy the damn thing.
Yeah.
How? I want to read this book. Is it at the library? No. Go to a freaking store or download it on anything.
Yeah.
Same with
Yeah,
comics. Music. Just get Apple Music or anything. Anything. Video games. Like, I want to play this old game. Well, you have to get this thing and hook it up to this TV and do these cables. It's like, who in their right mind? That's why this is still a niche hobby. It's like, who in their right mind would want to deal with this crap that is not already in it?
And that's why you get the people who are like, why would I do that when I could just play the third version of that game or the remastered version of that game on my system that's already plugged in?
You know, or why would I deal with trying to figure out which game console to buy or building a custom PC if I can just play Fortnite on my phone? Why do I care? Like,
because it's cool, damn it! It's cool.
It is, but like, but if you're not a serious gaming person, or if you're not like in it for the long haul, this is insane. It's absolute madness. It's
oh, mate, you got to risk it for the biscuit. I'm in it to win it.
Well, I mean, like my realtor.
I don't think that's feasible for most people.
Like, people have a hard time seeing. They had a hard time seeing my shelves and understanding. Like, there's some people who just don't. They don't think like a lot of us.
Visible to most people as people.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I didn't catch the. You said people is people.
I said we're not feasible to most people. No one understands why we collect it.
Oh,
like, people understand hobbies and people collecting things, though. But when you see like,
but I talk and then they're like, "What? Why would you play that, man? It's like 80 years old. Like, why don't you just go play the new PS4 game?" They're like, "Oh man, have you played what's that game called? Far Cry 5?" I'm like, "No, I'm still playing Dragon Quest 7 on PlayStation 1."
You'd be like, I have this Hangout where I have to play them all in order, and then I have to start at the beginning, which is also a common thing.
It was like, it's crazy that the simplest way to play any game you want at any time is to hook up like 20 consoles to a TV and switch boxes, or if it's retro and it doesn't look good on your modern television, get a giant freaking old tube television, hook it up to a different thing, hook up more consoles to more switch boxes, and get the ideal cables for that, or get it modded.
Yeah.
This is absolute madness. This is why it's not a mainstream hobby.
Over here.
No, I love that stuff, just for the minutia of weird old stuff, and just going back and playing it in the original way. But you shouldn't have to do that, is the thing. That should be an optional thing. Like, you can watch movies on something other than VHS, or you don't have to get a film projector and the old reel and set it up and learn how to do film projection and set up like a theater room in your house. That's not how movies work anymore.
What? You're doing it all wrong.
Yeah, that's
why that's why something like the Game Boy is. I'm surprised that there's not a bigger game. I mean, there's a big enough Game Boy collecting scene, but I don't think that is nearly Game Boy. I don't think it's nearly as I don't think it's nearly as collected as it should be. because it is
the non
he's
game
distracted.
binary.
There's a
Sorry.
disconnect here.
What I'm saying is you don't need all that stuff because it's self-contained, right? Like, and
The
that's
game
why, yeah, right. Like, you know, the barrier to entry is batteries.
Yeah.
You know, yes, it's still having one and having it work,
And finding the cartridges.
and then finding the cartridge, yeah. Which, you know,
I think
whatever
emulators have made things cool though.
they've certainly made it more approachable for people who don't want to go through all this effort.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like the practical way is piracy. Again,
Yeah.
it's weird.
That's-
It's like music
it's more
before
convenient
iTunes,
and actually easier.
yeah, it's like we are in music before iTunes right now for video games still.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Steam has helped a lot.
Oh yeah, but still you have to have a computer that can run that stuff.
Mhm.
Unless you're just playing indie games. If it's like, oh, the new Doom came out. I like playing that on my old computer. I have a regular work computer that I use for emails. Can it run it? Hell no. Maybe you don't even have a computer. You have a tablet or a phone. You
What's
can't
a
do that.
computer? What's
Yeah.
a computer?
I mean, it's ridiculous to think that people don't have computers now, but like, it wouldn't be that shocking to me to meet someone who doesn't own a computer because they just don't need one. You can
Right.
do emails and all your stuff on here. There's no real need at this
Well, and you can if you were the type who needed to print out things too, you could print straight from your phone now, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't
Using
even
a wireless printer.
yeah, through your router or whatever. You don't need a tower.
Yeah,
to
and you can
accomplish
get
those
like,
things.
and you can get a Bluetooth keyboard for your tablet if you're going to do something like that, or just get a Surface tablet that's kind of 2-in-1.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking for more practical ways to do it, but video games are still this antiquated, weird, like console war thing. It's like this doesn't make sense in the long run anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I like going back and playing the old stuff on original hardware, but this is getting stupid. This is getting dumb now. It's like, have things where you can just play the previous generation of consoles. Have it where you can play with your friends on a different system. It doesn't matter. Your exclusives are still going to be exclusive to what you have produced. It doesn't matter what machine they're played on. You can have
You
like,
actually
little
have
bonus
a
stuff.
larger market. You have a larger market by opening it up to everyone. Isn't that what they were trying to do with like Steam boxes?
Yeah, I guess
They were
so.
trying to let you have 15 different options, and whatever you picked, it would work.
To a different degree.
Yeah.
But
The
that's
issue is getting both of these, at least the two of the three, if not all three, of the major console providers to actually, decide that their business is better off by aligning everything. Like that's just such a strange concept because we've been, and I say we as in like Xbox people and PlayStation people, have been conditioned to be at each other's throats for decades.
Yeah.
Right? So if all of a sudden the company said, you know what, let's make a unified platform, and the two, we will each make our own version of the console with its own style of controller, which has the same number of buttons, and then we'll just let you play it on whatever you want to play.
Yeah, it's like a game should come out and be universal. Like the game disc should play on any video game console, unless it's like the Switch, and then you can get your thing. Because Nintendo's going to be Nintendo. It doesn't matter. They're going to do their own thing because they are their own thing. They always have been. But aside from that, if you get a disc, you should be able to put it in whatever console you own and have it work. You can have a couple SKUs on the disc. It's like, oh, this is being loaded on a PlayStation. Load up the PlayStation settings. This is being loaded on an Xbox, or which version of the Xbox. load up those settings. Like you can have the default like high, low, medium, low, like on a PC, but like have it presets. Like what is the optimal way to play it on this particular thing? And you can patch those in as new versions come out. But the disc should work on anything. It's all Blu-rays.
Yeah.
And you'd still have your PlayStation, you'd still have your Xbox, you'd still have whatever other thing comes out. They all take discs. They should all just work. And you should be able to play online. They all use the internet.
Yeah, I mean, you could even, if Xbox got Oculus support, then you could just have PSVR and Oculus be different versions of the same thing. They already are, really. I mean, it's funny how there's not, despite if you look at those two, I feel like I keep taking our conversation in the VR direction for some reason.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. You don't see as much animosity between the Vive and the Oculus and the PSVR, probably because the PSVR is considered like the budget option by comparison.
I'm musty, and I like PlayStation now better than Xbox.
Hey, I've been playing more PlayStation than I have Xbox lately. I'm not going to lie about that. But I always feel like I've been, at least I've said that I am console agnostic or whatever the term is, right? That I like to game and I will game on whatever I want to game on.
Yeah, I don't really care for the one's better than the other. They've all got their exclusives and they're all good.
Yeah, the weird thing about
exclusives,
the thing with exclusives right now is that they're exclusionary, rather than like they're not encouraging you to one thing or the other. They are like, you have to do this.
Yeah.
This way, if you want to play this thing. I hate that. It's so dumb. Like, if you made it universal, you would still have your
thing.
Huh?
Should be. You can buy it on everything. Every time.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, so Minecraft will be kind of the big first experiment with cross-platform with like Switch and mobile and PC and Xbox all at once, except Sony, because Sony wants to, turn up their nose over the whole concept. It'll be really interesting to see how all of that meshes. I think there's probably no better platform than Minecraft to do that, because for the most part, there's a level of innocence to that game, right? We're not saying, okay, we're doing Fortnite and PUBG crossplay all the time, and on Switch. Like, who knows?
Minecraft could be pretty dank scary, man.
Oh, I'm not talking.
If you do hard mode, then zombies knock your door down.
Yeah, that's. Ugh.
And
yes, Yoshi brought up Rocket League. Then that's a good point.
Did that roll out already, or no pun intended? But or
I think Rocket League is functional.
Okay.
The Minecraft one has not yet. The Bedrock update is in June, I think.
Yeah. A way you could get around the Switch thing with selling a game and it just works on everything, and this would be insane because games are so expensive now, and it's already difficult keeping it at $60 US for each new release. But like we
pay $129.
You do pay $129?
Yeah. It's the same as GameStop, $129.
Yeah.
You really gotta want something brand new.
Isn't Canada and New Zealand weren't we pretty close in the conversion rate before?
Yep.
Because games are 80 here.
25 cents out.
Weird, because games are 80 here, which is still insane. But
I'll get you guys some pictures tomorrow. I'll send them to you. I'll show you. You'll be like, what?
anyway.
Nice.
But what they could do is they could do the kind of equivalent to the Blu-ray combo pack thing,
Yeah.
where you just get the disc and it would work on everything. But then you get a download code and you can download it on whatever console you want. Like you could get your Switch version that way in the same box.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, how do you moderate that from a financial standpoint is the weird part. Like on the business end, like how do you justify that? Like versus having 3 SKUs, because the Switch version is going to take more to develop.
Yeah.
Which is, the Switch version could still be separate.
Apparently, they never
It's
want to work
portable.
with Switch.
What?
It's really hard to develop for. Apparently, the
Yeah.
Switch is quite difficult to develop for.
Yeah, that's what I was referring
The
to.
architecture is completely different.
Yeah, and it's like so much lower hardware spec than everything else that's out there right now. Not to say it
Well,
looks
a
bad, it's
Raspberry
just-
Pi, I'll give you an example. A Raspberry Pi runs a version of an ARM processor, and I don't know the specs inside the Nintendo Switch, but it is an ARM processor. So that gives you an example of the level of
fidelity there.
generation of tech that's in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's not to say the games look bad, obviously, but like third-party titles that are used to
Oh no,
developing on the other platforms at higher resolution, higher textures, and everything, and are already doing that, need to then do a completely different SKU just to get it to work on the Switch. Which that makes tons of money right now.
Theoretically, less sales of numbers than you would for a PS4 or an Xbox. You know, anyway.
Yeah, it depends on the game,
Not
though.
to say
Like,
that they don't do
indie
good.
games,
Yeah.
indie games are going to sell a ton more on the Switch, apparently.
Like the Nintendo first party stuff is Nintendo, but like say you bring out Skyrim, I mean that's gonna. Oh, did that do well? That's probably a bad
It did.
example.
It did. Yeah, it was
That
it was the only non-Nintendo game that cracked their top 10 last year. Was Skyrim.
Yeah. Well,
Did they have 10 physical
You get
games
right.
on the Switch last year? Only half kidding. I don't know how many came out, but probably not that many.
sick burn administered.
Yeah. Like I'm totally fine with the Switch continuing to port Wii U titles. Like, go for it.
Oh, yeah. The Wii U is a weird beast. It's a good system, but it's weird. It's very weird.
I'm really conflicted.
It's good because
right
it's
now
like
about-
gives Spotlight they should have had.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it didn't, like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, didn't that outsell lifetime sales
In a
for the Wii U in
week.
like 4 days?
It's insane.
Yeah. Because I swear, I've said this places before, it's like people didn't know Nintendo released a new console during the entire lifespan of the Wii U. So people that are getting the Switch now are like, oh my god, it's been like 10 years since Nintendo's put out a new console. This is great. It's like, no, this Wii U thing happened, but you didn't hear about it because it's really dumb and confusing.
Right.
And if you did, it's got the gamepad, which is required. You can only get it by buying the console. You can't take it anywhere. It's just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm conflicted about keeping my Wii U. Like, the one thing about it that's is the toughest decision, like, is the Wii compatibility.
Oh yeah,
Compatibility on it.
I've got that hooked up instead of a Wii, and I've got my GameCube hooked up beside it. Because it's like, that's just so much more practical just to have the GameCube hooked up and have the Wii U hooked up for the other two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, well, I was gonna send the Wii to my in-laws so that because the one that I have actually is theirs or was theirs, and then they gave it to me because they weren't using it. I actually asked them for it, but they gave it to me, and so now I'm gonna send it back because if my son goes and stays and wants to bowl or something, which we have done a few times, then he can do that at grandma's house. and I don't need both a Wii and a Wii U and but it's like a lot of those Wii U games, like I'm not playing them now. If a Switch version came out, I would probably be more likely to play it on that.
Yeah.
If I picked that up at all, like most of the ports, like I got Mario Kart, but I didn't have Mario Kart on Wii U. I'd rented it a couple of times, but like most of the titles I have are ones that, well, like Zelda or games that are Switch, like released specifically for Switch, or not specifically, like Azure Striker Gunvolt double pack I got, or Mario vs. Rabbids.
Mhm.
Puyo Puyo Tetris. I know that some of those games are available on indie
PS4.
indie downloadable, wherever. But
Yeah, and Bomberman came out, or is coming out on other platforms now.
Mhm.
Of course, announced within the week that I finally bought it for the Switch. Which is, it's going to be like much cheaper now on other platforms. Probably. Yeah, like all the first party and second party Nintendo games, I say second party because Donkey Kong was made by Retro. And those should all just be on the Switch now. Because they all missed their shot on the Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, you put out Woolly World, and if you can find a way to do Rainbow Curse.
What was the deal with that one?
You had to draw on the.
Right, so that's portable only.
You couldn't do it. Ugh. I mean, how is Okami gonna do? Because Okami has drawing mechanics.
It was on PS2 originally, so you don't have to do that. PS2 didn't have that, like the touchscreen, obviously, so you just use the analog sticks.
Okay.
So
you could
could just
probably do
switch back.
something similar.
Switch between original control scheme and like the touchpad. Not touchpad, but the tablet controls.
I'm gonna shoot off for a bit. I'll be back later. If we go run some orders.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll catch you later.
All
Yes,
right,
see you.
see you, mates. Sorry,
See you, Jared.
Yep.
plural.
Yeah, so Yoshi's making a point that the Wii U porting is like a slap in the face to Wii U owners, but honestly, I think that Nintendo could kind of care less at this point about what Wii U owners who haven't adopted Switch think.
Yeah, it was a business flub, so they kind of just have to move on. But here's the funny part. The Wii U was a kind of a slap in the face to Wii U owners.
Yeah.
It's because it was so impractical in so many ways.
Like I tried to take the gamepad into another room, and it was like, nope.
Yeah, Yoshi mentioned not rebuying the games and probably just not wanting to, which is obviously fine. But I've had times where it's like I want to kind of play Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I have on Wii U, but it's like it discourages me from going back to that game because it's on the Wii U. Because like I don't want to play the Wii U. I don't want to use the freaking gamepad. I just want it on my Switch. So I kind of want to just rebuy the game for Switch and start over, even though I put like 50 hours in.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you could probably get the complete edition or whatever. There's a version is there a version that has a season pass built in?
I don't think so. That there was that Explorer edition, and I think that had a map.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know if it had the DLC with it.
I have to take a look.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are games that I have that I would be more keen on playing if it was on Switch, but I'm also not playing my Switch a ton either. So
Yeah.
Like I made this point last week. Like I have my Switch on me at work, but I come home for lunch. So it's like, and that's just because I live close enough to where I work that it doesn't, it's not a problem to do that. If I was staying at work for my hour lunch and just sitting there, then yeah, that would be a great time to have and use the Switch with regularity. But there is certainly, we are not normal in the number of games that we have and the number of consoles that we have. That we are unique individuals when it comes to that. And you know, like I saw P1's comment this week or last week that he's contemplating becoming a one console household again. I don't know if he's ever been a one console household at any point, but
I'm not sure what that really means at this point, though, with how gaming works. Like, is that one modern console or one console total?
I think he means that his modern stuff will be like he will. I think what he ended up landing on was that like unless it is like system mover, like he's not going to get rid of his Xbox One or his PS4.
Yeah.
But he's basically saying that like he will play games on his Switch, and that is what he is going to, you know, like, and he just the stuff that he said like it's going to take like a God of War style game for him to purchase it on one of those other systems.
Yeah.
Like AAA, 10 out of 10, can't miss type game. And then even then he might not get it on day one, which is exactly what's kind of happening with him.
So basically, instead of just following all the different console libraries at the same time, he'll just like, as games come out that he wants to play, he'll buy it on whichever platform when he wants to play it, rather than trying to keep up with the new releases on every platform.
Like, oh, this came out, so I grabbed it. I'll get to it at some point. This came out, I'll get it now. Where does it fit on the backlog? We'll put it after this third game.
Yeah, except for the occasional mistake in purchase or just game that I'm not going to get to anytime soon. That's basically what I do. Except I'm not getting rid of any consoles, and I have everything hooked up at once. That's just basically how it works for me. That's not really anything different, I don't think. Except it's just it's a refocus in priorities.
Yeah.
Like aside from the occasional like mistake, like buying Monster Hunter World on day one, and I've played it a single time for 15 minutes.
So it's funny you mentioned that. I got a free rental from the store, and I brought home Monster Hunter World to try it. Because I was like, well, I wasn't finding anything else that was jumping off the shelves at me, and it was only today I could make this rental. So I was like, okay, well, let me try that. I did the first mission. I'm just not interested. Like, it's just not interesting to me.
Yeah, it's a cool game. It just there's nothing really pulling me in there.
Yeah, like the novelty or like the mechanic for like, okay, now you go to this area and you talk to this person, and then you've got to wait for the mission to start. Like, it feels like they're masking menu selection with some flashy coats of paint. Like the most fun I had in that was making the characters for the 10 minutes that it took to make the characters.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know there's some people who adore that series and that type of thing, but like I don't have PS Plus. I'm not. It's just
Yeah, I
in
feel
a
like
different setting. With a different like if we had 4 people who were playing that all the time, then I might feel different about it.
Yeah, here's the reason I jumped on it is because I had a friend that I was talking to, won't name names, and won't play the blame game on that one, but it's like, okay, you and several other people are getting this game on day one. That's confirmed? Okay, I will get it and play with you. And it's like, okay, have the game, let me know when you're jumping on. Not a word. Not word one of any kind of gameplay sessions. Apparently they were playing it with people. I just never heard about it. It's like, okay, this is the entire reason I purchased the game.
Yeah.
And it's happening without me. And I specifically asked, this is happening. Do I get this now? Okay, I'm getting it now. I have it. Let me know.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard a word.
It's like the reverse Overwatch treatment that I was getting last back in the beginning.
Yeah, it's like, you must get this game. We must play it.
Yes.
And it's like, and then we played a ton of it, and it's like, okay, I'm going to get the game. Got it. Let me know. Silence.
Crickets.
Just
Yeah.
tumbleweeds just all over the place. I feel like I really need to just try and find a good trade-in offer on that and get rid of it, because I'm not playing it. I have nothing against it. It's just, unless I'm playing it multiplayer, I'm not going to touch that right now, because I've got so many different things going.
Yeah.
And I'm not playing the multiplayer, so. Yeah. That was $80 I could have put toward other stuff.
Well, you can find a good trade deal or something, or maybe you wait for that thing that you want to have on day one. I know the GameStop likes to give extra trade credit if you're trading in toward the flashy new release, because they want to sell it they want to sell it brand new, so that they could then get you to come back and sell it to us used, and they can sell that copy again. That's their business. But yeah.
I still need to finish God of War, damn it. I finally started playing that yesterday again, like for just an hour.
So easy to have an hour turn into
10.
5 hours. Yeah. 10 hours. Yeah.
It's like Netflix but a video game, because it's just like, I was just going to watch an episode or two of Stranger Things. Like, well, I finished it.
Yeah.
I watched the seasons a couple days apart from each other, but I watched the season just straight through.
Yeah, that was a fun watch. I kind of caught on to that show right about the same time everybody else was. Was that like two Halloweens ago? And like we burned through it in a week, and then I was having a hard time sleeping for a couple days after that. But
because of it messing up your schedule, or because of the content of the show?
Like the show content, like the level of tension was like not great on me. It was great. It was awesome though. I don't know, like the first 4 or 5 episodes are some of the most like intense, like up until the point when you see it and you don't know what it is so well done.
Yeah, I had watched the first 2 episodes like when it came out, and I had just fallen off for whatever reason. So I started back up from episode 3. It's like, okay, who's that? Right. What are the relations? Okay, got it. Going. And it just gets you right back on the track.
Yeah.
Like, it took me 10 minutes. Like, every time someone showed back, it's like, who's that again? Oh, right. Okay, continue. But there was no real issue getting back, and it had been like a year since I had watched any of it. Plus, stopping at the end of episode 2 and picking up at the beginning of episode 3 is a little intense. But considering where that leaves off,
I'm trying to remember, but I think
the pool.
So that's in episode 2?
Yeah, that's the cliffhanger of episode 2. And the start of episode 3. Yeah, so I left off sitting in the pool.
That's only 2 episodes in.
Yeah, it's like I left off there, and it's like I pick up with the rest of the pool scene.
Oh, the aftermath?
Yeah, it's like, okay, literally jumping in at the deep end here.
I can't believe that was only the 2nd episode.
Yeah,
I feel like
it happens very fast in that show.
Yeah.
It's super well paced.
Yeah.
And everyone's fantastic in it. There's no bad actors.
Yeah, I'm hoping they...
Except
I still try to.
Bag friends, which are kind of intentionally that way.
Oh, Steve's friends.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I look at those 2 seasons, and I know there's some people who are like, "Oh, they get super heavy-handed with the nostalgia stuff in the second season," and I didn't catch that in the first season. But one of the scenes that they cite is the Halloween episode. It's like, well, oh, look, Ghostbusters. Look, guys, Ghostbusters. But it's like Halloween.
How dare they dress up as Ghostbusters for Halloween? They're children.
They're children in the year after Ghostbusters came out. They were dressing up as Ghostbusters. Like, I'm sure that there were plenty of kids who were like that. I don't know. I don't find there's some people who like compare the difference between the way the Goldbergs does 80s versus like the Stranger Things does the 80s. In that Stranger Things was not waving it in your face. It was there. If you saw it, you could be like, oh, there's that thing.
Yeah, it's part of the world.
Yeah, they weren't dangling. They weren't as in your face about it. And maybe there was a little bit of that in the second season, but yeah. Oh, I mean, one of the episodes, is referred to as Dig Dug. But it was totally relevant in the entire scheme of that season. It makes it's
like this is where they're hanging out, and they're going to play Dig Dug. That's what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is the life of these characters.
They were playing D&D at the beginning, right? Like,
and
nobody really threw a fit about that. Like,
and they reference D&D stuff in order to explain the weird stuff that's happening, which is funny in season 2 when like they start bringing like the other characters into those conversations. They have no point of reference whatsoever. It's like, and this is a what now? That was just funny conversations because that's like how those conversations happen when you get someone that's just not into the thing at all, and you're using the lingo at them, and it's like, I don't understand anything you're talking about.
Like Dart, Dart.
Yeah. Who and the what? But and Dustin just kept trying to make demo dogs happen.
Yeah.
Such a good show.
It is such a good show. And they're filming 3 right now. Season 3, I think.
I don't know where they're going to go with that, but I'm interested. Because like one of those things like season 1, I mean, ended off like they clearly were leaning toward doing another season.
Yeah.
But season 2 kind of just ends like they have that little stinger, but it's like you don't really have to go anywhere with that if you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, if the show hadn't had been so well received, they could have just let that die.
Yeah, let it be there.
Yeah. There have been some shows that I've seen that have had that kind of big cliffhanger and would be like, oh, I can't wait for the next season, and then it doesn't ever come. Like Terra Nova. I don't know if you ever watched or heard of Terra Nova.
I heard of it.
It was like on the heels of like Avatar. It was like the dinosaur world show.
Yeah, more.
Look who's here. Hello.
Were you speaking about me?
No, we're talking about Terra Nova. Do you remember that show on Fox?
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
It was one season. It was like the people who got put into like this like time dilation and went back to prehistoric times, and they have to like it was like part Avatar, part. In fact, one of the guys was the general from Avatar.
I'm the only point of reference for that show I actually have, other than it existed at one point, and I saw that it existed, is that one of the guys, and it was I think his name is Eka Darville, and he was what's his freaking name? The guy in Jessica Jones, the other guy in the apartment building, Malcolm, I think is his name.
The junkie.
Yeah,
the reformed junkie. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, but like, I think that was even before Jessica Jones that show aired. So my point of reference for him was he was the Red Power Ranger and Power Rangers RPM from 2009, which is actually one of the better Power Rangers seasons. It's like that was the last Disney one. It's like this show is actually surprisingly well written for Power Rangers, and kind of dark. So that's amusing. That was the point of reference I had for Terra Nova.
Nice. That's good.
So you both watched it, or
No.
No, we got there from
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things talking about how end of season 1 left on this cliffhanger that if the show would have kind of failed, then they could have just let it die. And I brought up that like other shows out there have done the big cliffhanger at the end of season 1, and it's super promising. And then it just doesn't go anywhere. And that's the example that I like to cite when I bring up that kind of scenario.
Yeah, I've actually got another cliffhanger example of something I haven't seen other people watching, but I gave it a shot with season 1, and it was really good. So I watched season 2 recently. But it's that show Dear White People on Netflix. I watched that. It's a pretty good show, but they were leaning up to this thing at the end of season 2, and it just kind of stops. And it's like, okay, I haven't seen a 3rd season announced for the show, and you literally just stop right in the middle of an event. And it's like, is season 3 coming out? When? This is a completely unsatisfying close to this season.
Yeah, that's not good. It's like they forgot to upload 2 episodes or something.
It kind of feels like that, except they did do a little stinger at the end, like not stinger, but like a little gag post-credit thing. Like just from one of the events from the episode, like they wrapped that up, but nothing else. Just a very small piece gets wrapped up as a gag, and it's like, okay, this would have been good had I already known there was going to be a 3rd season.
is it about white people?
No. I probably would not do
There are actually games if you want me to show them. I don't know if you guys did pickups already.
We did.
All right. Well, I only got three this week. And I'll start off with I hit up Toys R Us on Friday to see, because they announced games were 50% off. So I went and checked my local area. All Switch games are completely wiped from the 2 stores in my area. But PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are in full stock. Not too many new titles. In fact, I didn't see any real new titles. I imagine they stopped ordering them. But I picked up a game that's been on my radar for a while, which is I got Bulletstorm, the full clip edition, which is comes with the Duke Nukem DLC. So where you get to play the game as Duke. So got that for $10.
Ooh, very nice.
And then this was on sale last weekend, and I think it was like a Memorial Day weekend at Best Buy. And I still have Gamers Club discount. So this was $16. Got the Life is Strange Before the Storm. So this is the prequel, if you will, to Life is Strange. Started it. Not feeling as much as I liked the last game, but I'll continue forward. And then I picked this up today. I picked up Street Fighter, the collection for the PS4. I still have yet to receive my DLC clip, but my DLC code that you're supposed to get Street Fighter 4 for pre-ordering. So I might have to call Best Buy tomorrow, because this wouldn't be the first time that I didn't get my pre-order DLC code. So
It's not on the receipt, I assume.
nope.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I had that happen with Destiny too. I had to go back to EB Games, and that was not fun.
yeah, I mean, you can call Best Buy's customer service, and they usually are pretty good about it. So I mean, like I remember like the last time they said, "Oh, just give us a half hour; it'll show up in your email." So I'll call them tomorrow. See what's up. That's the main reason why I chose this version over the Switch version. Besides having the ability to use my fight stick, I really wanted a free extra game, if you will. So
Yeah, the Ultra Street Fighter 4.
yeah.
Is there a version of Street Fighter 4 in there?
No, not on this one. It's only it's Street Fighter, which is the first one. Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting, New Challenge, Turbo, another Turbo.
All the 2s.
All the 2s. Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3 New Generations, Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
All the 3s.
Yep. all the 2s and the 3s. But
And all the alphas.
boy, did I get my ass whooped trying it out for a little bit.
Yeah,
Street
I
Fighter-
like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Street Fighter has never been my strong suit for fighting games. It's in fact probably my worst out of all the fighting games. I really want to be good at it, but I'm terrible, and that's I really don't play Street Fighter that much.
Yeah, I have the download version of 3 on PS3 and 360, which also means I have it on Xbox One. But I really like that one. I had never played it up until that version came out, but it just is such a good combat system in that one. But I haven't played it a whole lot, and I really want to get back to that at some point.
I was watching stuff about how to like the parry and everything, so I have to study that up now. That's only in the 3rd one, I believe. But we'll get there. Or at least try it out before next month.
Yeah. Speaking of collections that came out, has anyone really seen anything about the problems with the Sega collection? That are
No.
apparently out there?
I heard rumblings, but I haven't heard of anything being terrible.
Yeah, I'm curious about that because I wanted to pick that up on Xbox because that just seems like the most logical system to pick it up on, considering it has multiplayer. And it's Sega, so relative connection.
Let's see if I can find anything here.
Yeah, I think there's the inevitable Switch release. It's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
You know, Sega's kind of like Capcom, where they will, if there's a way they'll put it on the console, they will. They love money.
How
they're probably trying to not shoot their by not announcing it yet. They're trying to not kill their sales of the other ones if the Switch title is going to take 6 months or something.
Yeah, that's an interesting turn of events if that's true.
Yeah,
that people are doing that now.
That they're like, oh, it comes out on these 2, and then everything else comes to Switch 6 months later, and
yeah, and triples the sales.
I still wish I wasn't just a Genesis collection. I wish it was like an all generation Sega collection.
Yeah, that would be cool. But
kind of like your.
I mean, it could still be. That's the. I mean, the thing is, I don't think anybody is really. This is day one. I don't know how those. Did we all know that those unlocks were there
in the Sega, the Sonic collection?
in the Sonic one? Yeah, like was it?
There's a section for it.
Okay, it wasn't like a secret.
There.
It was okay.
No.
It was.
It's like, here's this goal for you to strive to unlock this stuff.
Okay.
So the biggest loss for not having unlockables in the current one is Phantasy Star, I think. Because like you have 3 of the 4 where you used to have all 4.
Yeah.
You
gain a lot though. You do gain quite a bit.
You gain what's that freaking action RPG?
Landstalker?
Yes, I have that. I paid $50 for that damn thing. And now it's on a collection.
You could sell it and then buy the collection, and you get 49 more games.
It went down in price though, is the problem.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, wah. Yes, Yoshi, we're talking about the new Sega collection.
That might have his interest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't see anything about what's it called.
Problems with it?
Yeah.
Do you see anything about there being unlocks? Or have we gotten it confirmed that there aren't any?
We can do a quick.
The only gameplay. So I watched Damon Hatfield did some gameplay on the GameScoop channel. He did a Let's Play of it, and so I watched some of him playing that, and he couldn't confirm that there weren't unlockables at that time. And I was watching him play it. It looked awesome. Like the emulation looked good. I don't know how it felt. But yeah, I think it looks like it's worth the purchase. The thing is, if you're on the fence about it because you think there's a Switch version, then you should probably hold out.
Not seeing anything yet.
It would be cool of them to have inserted a bunch of unlockables and not say anything about it going into it, right? Like,
Yeah,
to let
kind of
people-
cool, but also kind of annoying.
by not being forthcoming about it, or
But it was there before, so it's like if you're going to put it in again, just let us know, so we
Sure.
can just unlock the games and play
or
them.
hey, or even if they said, hey, there are unlockables if you can find them, right? Like,
Yeah, and then that would be like a quest. Go for it.
Yeah.
But it's confirmation that they are there or they are not. I would even take an announcement and say, hey, there aren't unlockables in this. Sorry.
yeah,
Just so people aren't looking for them. So I just want to know one way or the other.
yeah. That's why Smash is like a weird one, right? Because like,
You'll find out, especially if it gets released. Like I was up watching people in Japan stream on Twitch to see like the reveals coming along. You know,
I'm
that
just
was
trying
part
to
of the
think.
excitement. You know, because they got released before we did. You know, like a week.
But like Melee, like did they tell us ever all the Melee characters that were potentially unlockable? Like were they?
There was only a couple in that one. There wasn't that many. There was only 4 in the first one, and I think there was only 8 in the second one. So yeah, because they weren't that hard to unlock. Most of them just involved playing the game. You know.
Yeah, that was the easy way to get Mewtwo, but just a two-player game, no time limit, and just let it sit for a day.
I know, because in Smash 4 they had what's it called, like ones where you had to do like the walk. You had to do whatever the stupid mini game was or something. It wasn't fun. There's a couple of them like that, but the majority of them, like you could just do the fastest way to unlock most of the roster is to do one life games, and it didn't matter if you won or lost, so you just jump off every time and just keep doing another match. And after every 10, you would get another character to unlock.
Hopefully there's not much keyboard clacking going on.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but figured I'd ask.
Just seeing here. Getting at message boards. I'm not seeing anything here.
While you're looking stuff up, did you hear about the Intellivision announcement?
Yeah, I saw something in the Discord about it.
Yeah, the Tommy Tellerico, the Video Games Live guy, and Earthworm Jim, and some other stuff, I guess. He is the new president of Intellivision, and they're announcing some sort of console in 2 weeks.
Whatever. It'll just be probably just like the Atari AVS.
And pre-orders for those go live tomorrow.
Hooray.
It's going to be like an all-digital console, but it's going to have all, if not as many as they can get the license to of the Intellivision games right on the console immediately. But it will have new games for it. They're talking like indie developers and stuff like that. But it's supposed to be like this more family-oriented, simpler, cheaper stuff where it's like the simpler games that are just easier for everyone to play and that aren't as complicated. Which is cool. It's something that's definitely not there right now in the console space.
Yeah. Astro Smash.
It's a good game.
Anyone check up on that Bethesda bobblehead?
No, I haven't gone back to look.
Let's see real quick.
Please
They should have done. They should have done it. Like now they're.
I do think it's kind of funny because everyone was tuning in. It was some seriously like that Simpsons bit basically with what the hell am I looking at here? Now back to the wall. Mm,
It's still live. He's sleeping. There's still 52,000 people watching this. Yeah, like if they had waited and then done whatever they're gonna do at 6 o'clock, granted they would have gotten drowned out like they did with this Pokemon news, but I don't know. It's kind of tough because I don't know that. I don't know that that's the same crowd. Like a Bethesda player is not necessarily a Pokemon player.
You know what? I will doubt you on that one because I used to work with guys who were younger than me, about 10 years younger than me. Huge into Pokemon and Fallout. I'm not lying to you about that because they were like they would get seriously hyped for both. They like loved Pokemon, and but that's the thing. It's like the different generation. Pokemon was a bigger part of their youth growing up, I guess, but because
actually I have a friend that does that too. Now that I think about it, just gets really into each Pokemon and plays Fallout.
Yeah, they would buy like any new one that comes out for the 3DS, and
plays other stuff and is super into Halo, obviously, but like just those are two big games for him. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No. I was gonna ask because I'm seeing a Pokemon Let's Go here, so for Eevee and Pikachu.
Yep.
Is that the RPG game, or cause I think I saw something that there's another one, like a title name coming in 2019 or something?
So yeah, you should watch the trailer for Pokemon Let's Go, and it's
interesting.
It's better for you to watch it than have us mold your impressions of it because
yeah, I watched the trailer kind of without context and I was like, what the heck is this? I'm kind of interested now. It does have to do with Pokemon Go, but not as simply as you expect it to.
So
also,
how many
Quest?
How many Pokemon games did they officially announce then?
3? They announced 2 new ones, and they announced a relative release window for the one that we already knew was coming.
Okay.
Like the big core one, like your
Zelda or your 3D Mario or something like that.
Like your red and blue, like generational Pokemon is.
Yeah,
they said late 2019.
Yeah, and there's Pokemon Quest, which is effectively a mobile game, but it's on the Switch, free to start. It's very odd.
Mm-hmm. So that's your filler, basically, to tie you over for Pokemon games. So they can market it as, here's your Pokemon for this Christmas.
That's the Let's Go Pikachu one. And Quest is available now.
Yeah. And then the Pikachu and the Eevee ones are November.
Which, I might pick that up. I don't know if it'll get me playing Pokemon Go, but I will see how I feel about it.
Yeah, you should watch the trailer, though. If you're at all remotely interested, you should watch the trailer. Which came out as we were setting this thing up, so we haven't had an off-stream moment to really digest it ourselves. But
yeah, it was like, okay, we're doing testing and teaching me how to start up a Hangout, and 3 Pokemon games announced right now. Well, the Bethesda stream is going.
Bethesda stream.
Yeah, it's like, no wonder there's only been 3 people. It's like, do you want to watch 3 Pokemon games be announced, watch a bobblehead in front of a television screen, or come to the Cartridge Club Hangout? Decisions.
On a week where everyone feels like this is Monday.
Yeah,
that's true.
I love the fact that tomorrow is Wednesday. That is awesome. because then that means, yeah, like I'm in the middle of a string of weeks where I don't work a Monday for quite a while. At least the next 3 weeks, I don't work Mondays.
Good for you.
Well, one of them is E3, so
That's true.
So there.
That's not this next. It's not next week. It's the following week, correct?
Correct.
So, just trying to think when I have off, because that's when I took that Monday and that Tuesday off. So a nice long weekend, 4-day weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna be working.
Yeah.
Granted that like Saturday is a light day, like Monday is the day. Like Monday is gonna be
Monday fun day.
that's gonna be quite a day. I have a feeling.
Yeah. So we hit the 3-hour mark.
Did we?
Yep,
Ish.
apparently. Maybe for the second attempt.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Monday I get a set of keys.
Yay!
Very nice.
Yeah.
When's the internet can sit up there?
Monday.
Come right
No
in,
joke.
boys.
No joke. Yeah. I called them a couple of weeks ago and I said, hey, this is what I'm doing. And I'm like, what do you recommend? What's the best way to do this? I'm like, can the cable guy install a cable outlet for me? Because the room that I have that I want the modem in and the router is not currently cable ready. So conveniently, it's the same corner of the house where the input comes up already. So however they need to, we'll figure out how they have to wire it or whatever.
Do your job, asshole.
I just like I don't want to have to like take a wall out to do this. Like
Well,
the nice thing is
that's their job. They should be able to do that.
Yeah. The nice thing is that I have people coming to paint on Wednesday, not tomorrow, but next Wednesday. So they can be all done with the like it's like internet. I get a day to like tape off the floorboards and stuff, or the baseboards and that sort of thing. Then Wednesday the paint comes, and then I get like 2 days to kind of get set figured out for E3 coverage. The whole time I can be moving stuff in, which is awesome. I cannot wait. I've been waiting a while. All of my collector's editions that I have purchased since we bought that house, I want to be free of their prisons. I have 4 of them. Yeah. Just in that time, 4 of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do we have much else to talk about at this point, or?
I don't know. Ryan?
Did anyone try out Mario Tennis yet, I guess?
No, I haven't
No.
downloaded that.
I think it comes out next week. I think.
We're getting some things coming. There's that Vampire game. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced or not, but
It looks like that's how it would be pronounced.
yeah. The that giveaway looks awesome. I don't know. Did you see that? Have you
Okay,
seen
I'll be
that?
right back again.
Oh, where'd he go?
Oh. There's a giveaway on their Twitter though. Context. It's a retweet this and follow the Twitter handle.
Mhm.
It is an Xbox One S that has been made up to look like it's like twice as tall, and it has a hinged box lid, and inside there is a wooden stake and an Xbox One controller. You should look it up. It's
I did see that picture because I'm gonna show it on the Discord. Maybe it was you. I saw it on the Discord.
somebody posted it, but it is an actual functional Xbox One X.
Mm-hmm.
In that picture because it's worth. I haven't checked any gameplay out or anything, but
Like, that's got a cool box.
yeah, there it is. That. So yeah, that is a working Xbox One.
Oh,
With the
it's
and then inside is
eh.
salt with garlic, holy water,
Is
a
it
wooden stake.
So is it a console exclusive to Microsoft?
No, it's not. But they
Comics. What you got the comics section open for?
I was flipping around
Yeah.
while people were talking. Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to clear all the like Marcus read stuff.
Streams. Oh
Yeah, so we'll need to start figuring out like the ideal way to get the word out on this. Like, do we tell people just like? I think the one thing I want to be cautious of is until we're sure that we have our control panel thing locked down to where we can actually eject people. Yeah.
I can eject people. It's just I can't stop them from showing up immediately, or give you control to do so when I step away.
Yeah. So until we're sure that we have that, I kind of want to keep. I would prefer to keep the join link in the Discord because at least there's a layer of
protection.
A layer of like there's a conscious action for somebody to join the Discord that like announces their presence, right?
Yeah, and most everyone that's regularly on here is in the Discord anyway.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. So it might just be better in the long run just to keep it there.
Potentially, I mean.
Yeah, as long as we let people know it's going to be there just from now on. We can still tweet out on like the Hangouts happening. Go to the Discord for the link.
Yeah. Then that way we don't have randos or or worse happening.
Yeah. No Randy randos.
Or what was that guy's name? Gary?
The guy with the popsicles?
Gary.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You're just sitting there having popsicles.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I do. I look at Hangouts and I join them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Paul Rudd in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, eh?
Apparently.
Oh, just going through the Discord, see what I missed.
Yeah.
Rudd don't dud, so.
What?
Paul Rudd don't dud.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that means.
He doesn't put out bad movies.
Oh, gotcha.
Doesn't put out any duds.
I would have to look that up to confirm, but
no, that's not true because there are some stinkers that he's made.
Yeah, or at least like okay movies like Role Models.
I love Role Models. That movie's fun.
Role Models is awesome.
Okay, it might be better than I remember then. I've only seen it once and it was years ago.
That My Idiot Brother movie kind of sucked. I didn't care for that one. And the cast was good. It just kind of was boring. But
yeah, if he's going to be in it, as long as he's not Sonic or one of the other.
He's not. He's playing a guy. He's playing a guy who becomes friends with Sonic.
Yeah, like a police officer.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm a cop.
How you doing, Sonic?
Just make it like I Love You Man, but instead of using Jason, is it Sudeikis? No, it's not Sudeikis. It's Jason
Segel.
Yeah. Put Jason Segel as the voice of Sonic, and then have Paul Rudd and him. Perfect. Be like I Love You Man with Sonic.
Okay.
You can play Rush tunes.
Sonic's in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. I slapped at the bass. Big time. What is that, Irish? No, it's Jamaican.
But I will say we're up to 27 subscribers now on this
Yay.
channel.
Ooh.
So that's good.
Hopefully people enjoy this tomorrow.
Hey, Catherine's here.
Yep.
Catherine. She's been here. She's just
loves-
been quiet.
She loves role models.
Okay, I guess I need to watch that movie again. I liked it at the time. I just don't remember it very well.
The Kiss Army?
And LARPing.
No, that's right.
Yeah, the LARPing's pretty good.
I seem to remember those things converging.
That's a good one. That's a fun one.
Okay, that'll probably be streaming on something at some point.
Yeah. Gotta get my pretzel dog fix on.
Pretzel dog.
That's what that Jane, what's her name? Jane, what's her face?
Lynch?
Is it? Yeah, that's what it is.
From Wreck-It Ralph?
Yeah, she plays the counselor. She's like,
Oh, that's right.
you know what I ate for breakfast?
Okay, yeah.
Cocaine. You know what I ate for lunch? Cocaine. You know what I had for dinner? Was it cocaine? Don't bullshit a bullshitter.
Okay, are we out of topics?
DLC for Sea of Thieves came out.
Okay, we're out of topics.
Oh, but apparently the big thing is that you have to team up with other crews to take out this thing.
So it's a raid.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But it seems like it's actually getting people, like, just from, granted, they're surfacing the good examples on their Twitter. But some of them are like, hey, the people that I found were all really cool. They all, like, none of us wanted to just kill each other, which is good to see, I suppose.
It's encouraging.
Yeah.
So our next week we're gonna do predictions for E3, or
I feel like we need to wait until like the last possible minute because everything changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
we heard a freaking Intellivision announcement.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
would have predicted that? Or 3 Pokemon games.
3 Pokemon games, and then
sure interesting.
and then a sleeping bobblehead on a Twitch stream that's checking to see if it's still going.
It was before I left.
Yeah, we are still live. 51,000 people. Like, their total view count has gone up by like 2.5 million just today.
It's so weird. And it's going to be so disappointing. Whatever it is going to be disappointing.
You know, I don't want to repeat what Josh said, but I finally tried out Rage the other day, and it is kind of disappointing. So I could see, like, I don't know if Josh compared it to it, but it does seem like a combo of Fallout and Doom, but with really bad shooting. And because like John Goodman sends you out on a mission to take out this.
John Goodman?
What's up?
Is that John Goodman?
Yeah.
Okay, I knew that voice sounded familiar.
Because all of a sudden it's like, all it is simply just, go take out these guys. Okay, so then you have to drive around and then drive back. And it seems like right before what Doom became basically for the shooter, it seems like it's not quite as polished, if you will. Yeah. And then it just seems like the barren wasteland of Fallout. It's kind of like, okay, now you have to go all this area, and I could see it getting boring real quick. I looked at how long to beat, and
it's kind of boring lands, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I looked at how long to beat, and they said like 11 hours, and I was like, I don't know if I can even make it through 11 hours of this game, especially with like not being a fan of the shooting.
I only paid $8 for it. It's fine.
I paid $1 for mine.
Well, screw you.
Yeah. I saw it. I figured I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. It looked interesting. I was on Breaking Bad once,
and that just is completely dissimilar from what the game is, which is hilarious. It's like let's plop just random footage that has no relation to the game whatsoever other than character models onto the TV and have him have a light gun. That's not the video game.
It's
and he has like 50 copies of Rage on his shelf by the TV.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is too, it's like for this game it's not as pretty, so it doesn't look that good. It came out in 2011, but
it looks okay for the time.
I don't know. When you pop it in,
okay, it's not super amazing or anything.
Some of the details look kind of scratchy, so I'm like, I don't know.
The outside environments look decent, but like the inside buildings and like the different like furniture and walls and everything, they all just kind of blend together.
Granted, it's a 2011 game, but
yeah, there's a lot of better looking 2011 games.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe the second one will be better. The second one looks like it actually embraces a Doom shooting and whatnot.
Yeah, and more wacky.
Fun.
It's kind of, yeah, it looks more fun. I wonder what elements it'll bring from Mad Max.
The driving, probably.
Probably, yeah. God, I need to play that game too.
Wasn't it a free game a couple months ago?
Yeah, and it's on Game Pass. But of course, before that, I already bought it. So, mistakes were made.
My Xbox membership's about to expire too. Got the email saying it expires in June, so.
Yeah.
At least the email will do.
Yeah.
Because last year it just renewed on me out of nowhere.
Well, it's probably because when I did mine, I bought the card, and what's it called? So you just enter the code in and give it, so maybe as opposed to just paying for it through their service.
Yeah, it renewed the same week as my Amazon Prime did, so it's like, oh, that was a surprise.
A little tight on the budget there.
Yeah.
Get you.
Is it a hard decision for you at this point whether you hang on to it? Yeah.
Next sale, if there's another sale, I'll buy it. That'll be for deals.
I kind of wish that the games section of that had it broken down into ones that you got with gold and ones that you own outright but don't have downloaded. I think that would be nice so that you understood what you're losing.
Yeah, and if it like grayed out one that's like no longer available, because I still have what was it, Lumo?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever the Solstice type game is. Yeah, I still have that in my library, and I'm not going to be able to play that now.
So you could just eliminate it and not have to worry about it being there, right? Is that what you mean, or?
Yeah, or just gray it out like this is expired. Like, don't just immediately delete it from my library, but let me know that it's no longer available for me to play.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just I think about it. I have 4 games a month for the past couple of years. It's like if you could show me which ones those are, so I don't have to do the research myself.
Yeah.
Then I could be like, oh well, I happen to have half of those games physically. Like, either I can then say, get rid of those physical discs, or I can say, let's, is these games suddenly aren't a reason to keep gold going forward, right? Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I found is if you do cancel, like if you let it expire and don't renew it, they are very prone to throwing you at least 1 month for $1. I did that. I did that a couple.
Tell them I'll do it for 12 months if they can do that deal.
Yeah, be like, give me $12. I'll give you $12 right now if you renew me for a year. I keep retweeting the attempts at winning those or hoping that I'm gonna like luck out and win one of those or something like that. But it'll probably be the same thing, just like it is every, holiday season, where, 12 months or $35 or something like that, like just some ridiculous reduction in cost. Because now they're going to have that $20 Nintendo fee to compete with, right? Granted, it may be we're probably apples and oranges on that, but if all of a sudden it's like if Nintendo folds in their 20 games as like an abbreviated version of Game Pass, but it doesn't cost me more than $2 a month, then like, why am I paying $5 a month? Granted, it all weighs itself out with digital games and stuff like that, but
yeah, Games with Gold next month is weird.
yeah,
like it's like I want both of those 360 games,
Mhm.
and the Assassin's Creed game rounds out the 3 games that were in that collection and the only one I don't have, because the other 2 have been free. Of the Chronicles, the Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia is next month, and for 360 they have Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed, which of course I bought recently, but it doesn't matter, and Lego Indiana Jones 2. But the other Xbox One game is one of the deluxe packs for Smite. So it's like you get a bunch of bonus stuff for a free game. I guess
it's like $100 worth of stuff. But now it means that everybody gets it.
Yeah, but still, it's like it's Smite.
It is kind of well. You know what? Here's the thing: it's June though. It's E3. They're bound to be like, hey, you know what? We're giving you all this. We're giving you this. Like they may throw some stuff at us in the process. I kind of think that I don't know that it's likely, but it could be that maybe they're setting this up and then there's going to be something big. Because it wasn't like Phantom Dust was one they did a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago. Or maybe
that was bad.
But I mean, like it just turned into a free game, right?
No, I meant like I thought you meant when they gave away like free like cards as a Games with Gold promotion.
I figured Games with Gold could be their big focus at E3 this year. That's gonna be a real emphasis for them. Early prediction.
Game Pass.
Yeah. Game Pass.
And backwards compatibility.
I don't know so much about that. I really think they're gonna really try to harness and sell people on
Game Pass.
And it really is just getting that month subscription, If you can get people on, even people are gonna forget and they get $10 out of you. So that's how, as long as you can continuously get, it's kind of like why with Adobe now, if you can't get like Photoshop without having to pay the $10 a month for it,
Yeah,
it's the subscriptions policy. You bring in more people, bring in more money than you will someone buying 1 or 2 games a year. If you can continue,
there's a lower barrier to entry. Like $10 is more of an impulse buy as opposed to a $60 purchase, which is actually one that most people need to like pause before they make that purchase.
Or 80 in Canada.
Or 80 in Canada.
It's no contract, right? So you can cancel every month, right? You can just go by month and shut it down. So I have a big funny feeling that that's going to be one of their main focuses here. So every game that they show off that's like exclusive, let's just say Gears of War 5, because that was rumored, Gears of War 5, and you'll be able to play this on Game Pass, for $10 a month.
Yep. They need to just start doing video game Netflix full force, because that will just change the game for them.
Emphasis that it's only $10 a month. You can stop when you don't want to,
I mean, you can even throw a coupon for a free month of Game Pass in with physical versions of those games too.
Yeah. That'll
people will then immediately go back to the store and trade in their physical disc.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it only works for a month though, right? Because you don't get to keep the game after that month, right?
Yeah.
Right. If you let your Game Pass subscription, if you let it expire or you cancel it, then at the end of your trial period or whatever, that game is locked out then.
Yeah, but people are going to be so mad if they aren't aware of that system and they buy a game and then it has a coupon for it. It's like, here's the thing, you could have just spent $10 and played this game.
Ooh, yeah, maybe that.
People are going to be mad at that.
I don't know. I think but if you advertise it as here, try out more than what you just bought,
Yeah.
Here is 30. Was how many games was on Game Pass or
200 nearly?
Yeah.
Here's that's all you have to market. That people like seeing that big number. They'll be like, here's 200 games that you get to play. Try it out for a month. And if they see their game, they're like, oh, cool. And then like after a month, like they realize, okay, well, this wasn't for me. I still got my regular game. You can continue your save probably.
Yeah. So your saves will stay in the cloud. It's got a picture of Exhibit. Is like, I heard you like games. We put games in your games.
But here's the thing, though. If you buy a box set of a television show, or if you buy a movie, it does not give you a coupon for a month of Netflix.
No, but some of them come with a digital copy, right?
Yeah, but still, it's like, that's a different thing, though. It's like, here's a digital copy of the movie you bought for just taking it places. But if they gave you, it's like, it's like, here's a movie that is available on Netflix. You just bought it on Blu-ray. Here's a code for Netflix.
Well, in that case, make it 14 days or something like that, because I think a week is too short to sell people on it.
Yeah,
you're mostly. I mean, I would say the majority of people maybe play a game or two on the weekend, and then you're gonna forget. You're probably not gonna do some. Yeah,
it's a kind of a bad look for a lot of people, I would assume.
Hey, man, you gotta do something different than your competition.
Yeah, I mean, they've been adding the 2-day or the 2-month or 2-week trials of gold and that sort of thing. And for the most part, they probably should still do that because they want. I mean, the reason why that's there is so that you don't put down that game that has a big multiplayer feature without testing out the multiplayer feature, right? Like that's the main draw for that.
How do you think it would work if they did a console bundle that came with a year of Game Pass?
Put a big ass hard drive in that sucker.
Like it came with nothing else. Just like, here's a year of Game Pass with your console purchase.
And no bundled game. Just here's 200. There's 200 games.
No Xbox Live. Just like you buy Xbox Live if you want to play online.
I'll tell you, that'd be a good holiday bundle.
Yeah. Or a bad one, depending on who you ask. But it would be a good replacement. It would be a good replacement for like what they had with like the arcade consoles before.
I don't know if they would give a year one though, for the fact that like.
No, 3 months. I go 3 months. I think.
Yeah, it's hypothetical. Like if that was your big pack in, it's just like, here's a year of this service, just to encourage you to buy it.
The only reason why I would say no is because you want people to buy games to go along with probably this console, right? Pick something up besides this,
But Microsoft is making money on the console sales, and the subscription costs then of that. Like, if Microsoft didn't sell any more games and just continued to make subscription off of these people, like, yes, they're subsidizing it in this, effectively they're incorporating it into the cost of the console. But,
or like 6 months of Game Pass.
Yeah, or you could do 3 months of Game Pass, and if you set it up to auto renew, we'll extend it to 6.
Because I'm gonna say, like, I almost think 6 months is too long. Because let's say someone gets bored with your console and you don't like this Game Pass, you're gonna probably sell that console.
Yeah, but they might do that anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the goal is always,
the money's been made at that point, though.
Yeah, but it's like
Does Microsoft care what you do with your console after you've bought it from them? Like,
No, it's like they've made their money.
I want to keep investigating that money coming in. So
Yeah, but it's effectively like you've already bought the console. You're not going to return it and get a full refund. You're going to sell it to someone else. But they're not out on a console sale because that person that's going to buy it from you probably would not have gone out and bought it new anyway because they're looking for a used console. But so they've made their money on the console sale. They encourage you to stay with a subscription thing. But if you're not interested, you just sell it. That's the same thing. Like you buy the console, it comes with some games. You play the games, they're not for you. You sell the console. It doesn't matter. They've already made their money. But the way they encourage it is like, okay, here's Game Pass, and you want to play those games online? Subscribe to Gold. Here's like maybe a coupon for Gold. Like you get a month, and here's a coupon for like if you want to extend it or something.
I still say like if they can come with a Gold, and I almost granted
call it platinum. It's the Xbox Live Platinum.
There you go. To the
I do want that combo deal. That would be good. But
just to be able to sync
for now,
them up, just to be able to sync them up, and not have them be two different purchases, I think is nice.
Yeah. That would be very good.
And just call it the combo. You know, have the Killer Instinct guy do it.
There you go.
Call it Gold Pass. That would be terrible.
But yeah, that's what I think. Early prediction for Microsoft. That's big focus on that this year. Last year was the Bone X. This year, Game Pass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and many of those games will be like, you know, play it on Game Pass, play it on Game Pass, like that'll be the new like console exclusive.
Yeah. Well, I got a funny feeling I don't know if you're gonna get your major third parties to do it right away. You know.
Not to game.
Unless Microsoft really forks over a lot of money, you know.
EA already has EA access.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you could start, like, if you could bundle that, like, if you could find a way to be like, yes, I'll take EA access, I'll take this, and I'll take this. Give me one cost that, like, it's like picking TV packages, right?
Yeah.
Give me the sports and the game shows. That's what I want.
Getting EA access is effectively like adding ESPN to their cable package.
Yeah.
Did that come with Star Wars or Battlefield?
Probably. At least the first one.
So not the day one.
It will for Battlefield
V.
Oh, you're talking Battlefield, not Battlefront.
I asked for both, I believe.
Okay. Confusing. Mildly confusing.
I know. I was just wondering if they came with, if their policies kind of like the day, day one this gets released. You can get on here too, but
EA is not going to do that.
I almost wonder how well that's doing for them too. You know, I bet I forgot about it. So you just mentioned it, so
there's virtually nothing on there that you can't already get for cheap. Mm-hmm. So it's like they have it going, and if people buy it, it's another $30 a year for them. Mm-hmm. And that's even easier to forget because it's only $30 for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we should shelve the rest of our E3 predictions for next week.
No, I'm doing them all right now.
All right. Yeah, let's extend this to 4 hours.
I predict 3 Pokemon games in the next month or next year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I got more, guys. I got more.
Hey, maybe Metroid Prime will still come out on November 2nd this year. In which case, I get my free copy.
I think I have the high bet on that.
What did you say, 2020?
No, it was like April 4th, 2024.
There you go.
Because I have to make some joke.
Yeah, I was either the 2nd or the 9th. I can't remember, of November. That'd be awesome if.
Who bet you on that one?
It was the club thing. It was the weekly
Oh,
The weekly CC mission.
Yeah.
Back when those things used to exist. Yeah.
all right. We can end the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so
So there's a big red button at the bottom.
I know that. I was just like wondering if there's like an outro we should do.
Bye.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And he's gone. And so shall we.
Yes.
See you
We'll
next
see you
week.
next. See you next week.
Yep.